what's going on, everybody? I had accidentally pressed mute. My bad. Hey, everybody, let's do it again.
Yeah. Woo.
Yo, faves are back. Oh, yes. First show of 2025. The OLFP are back. We hope y'all are having a good week. We came to y'all a little bit early, but that's all right because we are ready. We got a cute little show for y'all tonight. I want y'all to come in these comments and light it up and like the video and show your love for the ladies of the Ladies First Panel. Yes, I'm very
I was waiting on you to say
Look,
DC3. I was like, what you about to say?
DC3.
Listen.
Hilarious.
What's going on, everybody?
Going on, y'all? What's
Hey,
up? Happy New Year, people.
Happy New
What's
Year.
up?
2025.
Listen,
We made it.
We never would. Speaking of making it, are y'all all right? Everybody all right? Y'all good? Yeah. Okay, because I listen. Never would.
Oh, wow.
January 19th, y'all. It's all gonna be over.
What they say, Takesha Toxin. I think that's one of the names they've been giving it.
I spelled it wrong. Hold up. I spelled it wrong, and that was an accident. That was not on purpose. I know how to spell September. Okay, hold up. Let me fix
September. I ain't even noticed that.
September.
I ain't even noticed that.
It's cool. It's fine.
Okay. Listen. Okay, we'll try this again. Okay, that look right, I think. Okay. So y'all, it was utterly hilarious. The videos that people were doing. So for the homegoing service, here we go.
Come on, it's gonna be all right. It's not gonna be all right. This is just too much on my mental. Just leave me alone. I don't know if I'll be able to go to rehab. My stomach already hurting too much. I still can't do it. It can't be. Oh, Jesus, take me.
Not me.
That motherfucking Tyler Perry will always go tick-tock, tick-tock, bitch.
Oh my God, I am in tears. Not me crying at the funeral.
Oh Lord,
Lord have mercy.
I was actually just.
I cannot. That is crazy work.
Oh my God. I don't know how we're gonna get through, y'all. I think somebody said that it's still gonna work for like a month, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. Like, if you don't update or nothing, it might still.
I don't know, yeah. I feel like it's gonna like probably die out, but I feel like it may come back. Only because I know there was like a Democratic senator trying to petition for like another 270 days, but I think that's a process it got to go through. On top of the fact that they've been grilling, I think one of the attorney generals or something like that that's supposed to come in with the Trump administration, and they were asking her if she was going to get rid of it, if that's what they want, and she didn't really answer the question. She gave it like a real political type answer where it's basically saying, hell no, if Trump don't want it, no. And right now, because it's an active ongoing case, I can't talk about it. So we're gonna see, because of course
Trump said that he didn't want to get
it. Yeah,
Trump said he was gonna try to keep it because too many young people voted for him.
Okay, so here's the thing, and this is what I want everybody to be real about. There's a whole bunch of people talking to me real dumb on the internet right now because y'all know they just handled the situation, or they did a ceasefire with Hamas and Palestine, right? And obviously this was done by the current administration because that's how this shit works. Like people who are not involved don't all the time have any bearing on situations unless there's somebody like Obama that still has a good relationship with other foreign powers as well as people who work in government here now. Okay, he's still, you know, top of the food chain when it comes to that as far as being a politician. I don't know if anybody's ever paid attention to the last time Trump was in office. He did not have good relationships with any of our allies. Like he had good relationships with the people that we had beef with. Like it was very weird. So the fact that everybody is acting like he did anything as it pertains to Palestine and Hamas, it just reminds me of how he made y'all wait for those checks y'all think he gave y'all just so he could put his name on them. So it took them longer to come out than they were supposed to. Also, he could take the credit. Like in my
the damn stimulus checks.
Yes. Like to me, it's obvious he just likes to take the credit for things, even though he did not really have anything to do with them. And people are really online, like making it seem as if he really had something to do with the Hamas doing a ceasefire. I was just like,
that sucks. Don't Biden got like a full statement floating out there? Like how y'all give credit to somebody else when this man wrote a full statement?
Because Trump came out on Twitter first. Before his statement Trump came out on Twitter and said they're about to do a ceasefire. It's being handled. And to me, because you're the incoming president, you know things before the public. So you decided to come out before the statement came out to the public to make it seem as if you did some shit, talking about they didn't do this until Trump threatened them. I'm like, y'all really think this was done because Trump threatened somebody?
This nigga gonna be in office next week. Do you really think like they could have gave it to him? Here you go. Shit.
I forgot it was next week. Have y'all seen the National Day of Rest though? It's like a bunch of all the reposts. Somebody made a post and they telling black women on the 20th, or it's the 20th, right? When it's happening. Damn, on Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah, it's on Martin Luther King Day. I think it's Martin Luther King Day.
I think because TikTok on that Sunday, which is that 19th. Yeah, that's right.
Oh Lord.
And isn't that the inauguration too?
On the 20th, yep.
Yeah.
So
that's what they were saying.
They called it a National Day of Rest. They telling us don't even speak a word. Didn't nobody have to tell me that. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Okay.
Nobody had to tell me that. But for anybody else who was thinking about arguing people online, let's not do it.
No, I'm not arguing with y'all. I said what the fuck I said. But yeah, y'all, it's very sad. TikTok about to leave us, you know, and I've really been enjoying it recently. I wasn't never really on there, and I'm so glad I never hitched my ride to TikTok. First of all, it was never enough
money.
What
you mean hitch your ride?
Like, you know, started really trying to make money on there so that my income
using that
on TikTok versus YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't have time for that, because that's crazy to me how many people are living off of making money off TikTok and they not about to be making that money no more. Just because I see so much people sit on live all fucking day on TikTok and that's how they make money, just sitting on live, just literally just on live. That's why Saucy Santana was on there snoring and shit.
You know who I feel bad for?
You know what? Yeah, some people go to sleep on there. That's right.
They do, but y'all be seeing the groups of them girls in China and they be dancing for hours and hours and hours. I be feeling like they sex trafficking victims. Y'all be seeing them?
Oh no.
I know.
Yeah. Oh wow, I'm shocked. Yeah, it'd be like girl groups, and it's usually 4 girls, and they each have a different personality, like Spice Girls. People will pay to see each of them dance, and they dance. Like one time, I fell asleep and woke up, and they were still dancing, getting money. So like TikTok trafficking victims. So what's gonna happen?
Damn. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, it's still gonna play all over the place, and let's not forget, China make money. China make money. If nothing showed y'all how much money China makes as like an entire country, fucking Squid Games. Squid Games should tell y'all how much money that they make. Because I think our dollar might be 7 times like their dollar or something like that, but like literally in a way of 7 of their dollars equals 1 of ours, like that. And still they be in the billions when it comes to debt. Like, remember on Squid Games on this say like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's $100 billion. Like, what the fuck? You gotta the amount of money motherfuckers gotta be making out there is insane for it to be at that level on that game. But yeah, oh yeah, I
Y'all
heard
seen the people going to Red Note?
what the hell is that?
Yep.
I
They
have
going to
heard
Red
of
Note.
that.
It's an app kind of like they're saying it's like Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, or something like that. I'm sorry, not Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest, like all in one. But it's like
I
a
heard it's supposed
full Mandarin, like Chinese app, where the Americans are over there teaching them English and they're learning how to speak their language.
Okay, girl.
But I don't know if
really
they pay or anything or what the case is over there.
Okay.
But it's another Chinese app, which is crazy, right? Because the government tried to use the excuse of China taking our data when that's not fully the case. Okay. When TikTok has a base housed in Texas, from my understanding, which is where all of our data really is. But people from America have ran over to a actual Chinese app, giving them information over there. So that right there is comical, just a little piece, because that's probably going to be up for discussion at some later point. And I don't know, Red Note may try and build out something for the American people or something. Who knows? But yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Y'all.
it's Korean.
I thought it was
Okay.
Chinese. Either way, I still feel like I still looked up Chinese's money. I mean, China's money. Like, I thought it was, so I looked up China's money. And I still know that them people make way more money just as a whole than we do as Americans. I feel like I'm still not wrong about that. But I
Fan
didn't
base
know-
is black owned,
I forgot. My bad. I didn't
but
know.
nobody goes over there. I don't know why. They've been around for a few years. It's owned by Ozzie Hayes' son. But it's kind of like an Instagram in a sense that I think he wants to like start paying people, but I don't know why people don't run over there
This is
and get on
y'all
that app.
already fine. And also, I feel like if China really wanted to hurt us, there are so many ways to do it. We're literally sitting here on technology that's all made in China. Now you could say
Talk
that,
about it.
because somebody was like, the parts are from, I'm like, yeah, I know that they get everything from Africa. We all know that they mine in South Africa and all these other places to get the actual elements that they need, but they all ship the shit back to China and build it. That's why everything on the bottom says made in China. So to me, I just kind of feel like if it was really about stealing, it wouldn't be that hard, considering almost every technology we have is made there. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. It wouldn't have to be done via, TikTok. It could be done whenever you have to sign into a new computer and put your information in. Like, what are we talking about? So yeah, I'm not exactly sure on how that makes sense. It never really, to me, it just kind of felt like I've been reading a lot of history, lately. I'm reading this book called The Lies My Teacher Told Me. And it just talks about in history how America has created like a fantasy around the history of the country to the point that we are really like misinformed about the truth of situations.
Girl.
And to me, it just gives another example of y'all trying to steal something from somebody, and because they don't want to let you steal it from them, you're now trying to muscle them and say, well, we're not gonna let y'all app rock in our country if y'all not gonna give us a
I
part.
can't have none.
Yeah, and it's like, no, we don't always have to be giving y'all shit. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, it's real American like for y'all to always want a piece of somebody else's shit, as if you're not already reaping the benefits of the app in the first place, because there's an economy that's being created from TikTok. What else do you want?
I feel like they probably want to invest in it and be able to make some of that money back, and can't, because it's not an American company, I suppose, or whatever. They won't go through whatever protocols. So they can't make money off the app, because that app making a lot of money, I'm sure.
Do y'all remember that one time when they stopped the use of filters in certain states? They did it in Texas for a hot second, because they were saying something about them trying to begin access to our data.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we still got the filters, so
hello. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I know, I'm from here and shit. But y'all be real ghetto, like, and y'all be stingy. Like, chill out, man.
very much.
But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. So in the spirit of motherfuckers lying, Let's get into one of y'all's favorite R&B girls who for some reason
One of
can't,
y'all, who is it?
can't stop lying.
Let's go through all the stuff that SZA has lied about. The first one, she said she's never owned a television. So she's asking people what the best brand of TVs are to buy because she wants one now. But there's this picture of her in her own home with the TV in the background. When she was performing in Alabama, she told like the crowd it was the first time she'd ever performed there. And she actually performed there already in 2018. She said she's sad because she wants to go vegan, but she's allergic to most fruits and vegetables. SZA shares her love for veggies. Someone asked her on Twitter, do you like cake? Pie. My mummy bought me pie for birthday every year, or a giant cookie. I hate birthday cake. Drag me. There's a eating cake. And then a post where she says, lastly, I want to admit Sage hand-baked this cake for Amber's birthday and left it in my car. I've been eating it with this very tiny fork for 2 days. That's mine. Can't believe I got the part I wanted. She's an actress, eating cake. And the last one I could find, she lied on this video and said that...
Okay, wait, because they're going to talk about that in this one. This is another one.
About SZA is that we don't know much about who she truly is or her real life because she's a pathological liar. The lies I'm about to show her getting caught in just get crazier and crazier, and the last one almost got someone arrested. It seems like SZA gets a little bit of a dopamine hit when she tells a lie because she'll lie about the most insignificant things, like saying that she's never owned a television, but then there's many photos of her with the TV in the background looking very comfortable, so it looks like she's in her own house. Then she wanted to be different and quirky for never having a birthday cake because she doesn't like birthday cake. But then there's photos of her eating cake with her album title on it, so it's her cake. You don't get an EGOT for not liking birthday cake. Then she comes up with this whole sob story about how the freckles on her face are real and they grew in when she was a teenager and people used to bully her for them in high school.
I was already being teased for other shit and I didn't want another reason for them to tease me, so I would just like cover them up.
Only later to tell the world that she just draws them all on. Nurse, she's right there. Munchausen syndrome. She told the world that the craziest conspiracy theory, the day of the Grammy, she fell out of bed and broke her leg. But at multiple points of the night, she was walking totally fine without it. And an interviewer kind of called her out for it.
How'd you get up and walk in those heels?
Necessity. No, that's just, I don't know, just the power of God.
Was this her plan to secure the sympathy win or get attention from celebrities like Gaga? I walk into the gay club. What's the first thing I see? Lil Nas X pushing SZA in her wheelchair. Then SZA lied about getting a degree from an Ivy League school in marine biology. The university she went to was not an Ivy League school, and she later admitted to just dropping out. I'm going to show you the craziest one, but before I do, make sure you follow so you finally know all the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and request who you want to see next. So SZA told the whole world in an interview that she had a fling-a-ling with Drake sometime before 2009. But she originally told the world that she was born in 1991, which would make her an underage girl at the time, and Drake overage messing with him the day of. So she had to come out and clarify that she was actually born in 1989. Some websites are still confused about her real age. But she then put 1989 on the cover of her first EP, which confirms her age and that Drake was in the clear.
Which was probably a lie.
Exactly.
Oh,
can you imagine lying about your age and calling your album that just so you could prove to everybody that a huge star didn't fuck you when you was a kid?
Wow. It's kind of about right. Now that we hear all them lies.
I feel like SZA may have potentially been trolling just a little piece. I feel like in the cake picture, we did not actually see her eat the cake, but we saw her pose with the cake just a little. The TV could have been an Airbnb just a little bit.
Okay.
And the freckles, maybe she didn't have as many, but the ones that you guys saw, she did draw on.
Okay.
Because that's not uncommon. You know, we give each other moles or what they used to do back in the day.
A little,
I'm trying to defend my girl just a little piece.
Jamie.
Definitely giving she be lying. But listen.
It's giving she missing some marbles.
Watching that video of her at the Breakfast Club and you see her real face, hair, and I'm like, this is who people really are. Like, this is like nerd. Okay, wanting to fit in. I don't think that has ever left her, no matter how much you give her the cute makeup, get her hair done, all of that stuff. Like, on the inside, she's still that person that we saw sitting down there.
Yeah.
Love her down though. I'll be at the concert.
Yes.
Yes.
I just, it's something about the new girls that promote this toxicity that they promote in a slight way. Like it's very interesting because
we talking about Summer.
I think SZA too. Like my man is my man is my man, and I'm getting my ass done to fit in, and I'm lying to fit in, and and I'm drawing on fucking freckles to fit in. Like basically, I think there are too many like beautiful, talented women that are trying too fucking hard to fit in, and it kind of puts into this sad girl toxic shit where y'all go through these fucked up relationships with people over and over and over again. Like it's exhausting.
Can we talk about Summer for a second though? Because it's so interesting when I see her how drastically she has changed. Remember, we were talking about how she posed on just like I'm looking at from before to now. Remember, we talked about this one time on the panel, how she take her pictures standing straight up, and she had this whole thing about I think it was something about baths and not wanting people to touch her or take pictures and stuff. And I'm like, she's changed. I don't know if that Summer is the old Summer.
No, yeah, she looks different here too.
Personality has changed, so it's like
her face.
Did you grow into a new one, or was you playing in our face back then?
No, I think somebody said she looked like T.S. Madison, and I was about to pass the friend, twin, where have you been? Somebody was saying that shit.
She looked like a Bratz doll to me. Especially in that first one. It looked like she got her eyes enlarged. Is it? Or maybe she edited the picture.
I gotta see my pics.
That's a surgery.
You don't. You don't.
That hip. Do you remember, Jamie? Remember we were talking about that hip? Listen, what I was talking about.
Let me see if I got that video. I'm gonna send it to you. I was a little like, what's going on, Summer?
What we seeing with the new girls, I feel like we low-key talked about this before. I like how younger generations are more comfortable talking about like therapy words and feelings and anxiety and all this stuff. But now I feel like it's a slippery ass slope. I feel like the younger generations are self-diagnosing so fast. Like it's okay to be sad without calling yourself depressed, and you don't have to diagnose. That's one thing TikTok will do. Put a finger down. Like, damn, bitch, we all went through that when we was in high school, but now everybody, I don't get it. And I think that's what we're seeing with the new generation of sad girls, and it's a dangerous thing.
It is, because it's like a pity party. Ooh, girl. This was not a decision that should have been made.
Yeah, I hate it.
Especially when you think back on how cute her shape was back before she did this. Like, to me, she was always super, super cute. Nice little shape.
Yeah.
All of the shit she did was extremely unnecessary.
Yeah, I see. What's her name? Sierra Gates talking about how she wish she can get hers taken out.
Sierra Gates, Sierra from Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, her. I didn't know her last
Twin.
name.
Where have you been?
Okay, so listen. We wanted to start with this, but then we just started talking. But I'm not gonna wait for TV talk because it's fresh. So shout out to Scotty by Nature and giving you the real tea and Josiah's World, because they interviewed Latrice.
Look at Scotty face.
Hilarious.
Where I paused.
Scotty trying to make sense of it.
It's not making sense. The interview
looking like that.
Oh, let me tell you. Okay, so I don't know when I jumped in. I jumped in on it when it was live, and from what I could hear, Latrice is lying, doesn't know how to lie, and does a lot of stuttering and stammering, and can't really get her words together. Also, she is rude. I don't care what y'all talking about. Put that fucking phone on vibrate. We are in an interview. I know it's just YouTube. But bitch, it's like 600 people in the room. Turn your phone on silent. Have some respect for the people that's interviewing you. It was because it wasn't like it was just once or twice. Y'all saw what I sent him a super chat and told her, tell Cliff stop calling her while we doing this. Look, Cliff sitting there texting her, telling her what to say through the phone. That's why she don't know what the fuck to say.
She claimed it was her manager, but what manager gonna text you that many times during a job, an interview?
Girl,
Mm-mm.
I don't believe nothing she said. Did y'all make any sense of anything that Latrice said in that interview, girl?
I didn't make any sense of what she said at all. It was not a good interview at all. And you know what? Somebody super chatted, and I really appreciated it. And I think she super chatted in here too. And she was just saying, "Girl, you have not answered not one, not one question." I said, "Okay, so I thought it was just me," and she really didn't.
Mm-mm.
But you know, it also was given that she was super nervous
Very
and
much.
she was ready to be over this whole conversation and not have to deal with it and move on to the next thing. It was given that too.
And
Why are
Josiah
you
took
so
me
nervous?
out. You said what, Bondy?
I'm just like, why are you so damn nervous? You do this
She
all the time.
she's nervous all the time on the show. It's the weirdest thing. She reminds me so much of Trish from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like they be super duper nervous and then they boom come out confident, like performing, and then they get back nervous again. It's like, damn. But no, to your point about it, you've been doing this too long. What is this, her third? Well, how many seasons is the collective now?
Like
5.
4 or 5.
5.
It's
Girl,
Maybe 4 years, but
get it
5.
together.
Yeah. What you was about to say about what Josiah said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I said he took me out whenever she got ready to say what the comments saying. He said, "You don't want to see them. They are not favorable." That's basically what he was saying. They eat
Do
your
not
ass
read
up.
them. Yeah.
No, they were not. And honestly, the fact that I know that Scotty saw as soon as I sent it, because he was laughing while he was talking. And then he was like, shout out to Bondy Blue, but he didn't put the shit up on the screen.
No.
Child.
Listen, you
She
saw
got
what
a little flustered around that time frame.
she did. She
She
did.
did.
Because
I
you know
know
what?
she was looking at the comments and stuff too. So I think, yeah, her energy just changed around that time.
That to me, that was one thing that they did not want to actually discuss, was the fact that she kept asking, why would I lie? Why would I lie? Because of Cliff. That's why. That was never brought up in the interview that I heard, that we really feel like you lying on Akeisha because of Cliff. You blowing this shit out of proportion with Akeisha and Willie because y'all don't want to put the blame on Cliff and Glendale. That's what I think. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else.
I got a question for y'all.
But see, here's the thing. Shout out to Fabulous Faces, because that's who sent the super chat over here and over in Scotty. She said she couldn't see the comments. See, that's what I think. With StreamYard, you can see the comments, even if you're a guest. The thing is, she started seeing the comments, but what I think she did was clicked off of them, so she could not see them anymore as she continued to talk. Then said, I can't even see the comments. Yeah, you couldn't see them no more because you clicked off of them. And then she ended up going back to them. And as you can see, she started reading them towards the end. But like, she saw them comments. She clicked off of them after Bondy sent that super chat. And I came in right after Bondy. She got a little flustered. And I think that's when she probably, and then everybody, like the chat just went crazy. I think that's when she probably was like, let me cut this off.
My bad.
Because the people was in her up though.
They should have been. That shit was terrible.
So I understand it being a bit distracting, but like Necey said, she does always come off. Maybe it's maybe she just have an anxiety.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask y'all. So y'all know, we sit in front of the camera on YouTube, blah blah blah, and we comfortable there. I was thinking to myself, I would hate to be filming for a TV show, but I'm wondering, like, do y'all think it would be a correlation? Y'all think y'all would be more comfortable being filmed for a TV show because y'all used to being in front of a camera, or do y'all think y'all would be nervous? Because I'm looking at them trying to think about, like, dang, I get nervous too sometimes, but would I get nervous like that? I don't know.
I think I would probably get nervous, but be telling myself to just be natural, act natural, be yourself, because it is an uncomfortable situation to be in initially.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I think it should be
to it.
something. Yeah, you get used to it.
Right.
Especially in reality, folks, because they just be sneaking up on your ass. Like, you just be standing there talking to somebody. Like, to me, when sometimes things are like actual setup scenes, right? But all in all, I feel like the way people will have conversations and the cameras will just kind of quietly converge around wherever this conversation is taking place.
Yeah,
You will sometimes not really be paying attention until you notice it. So I feel like you nervous because of what's going on in your personal life that you can't be honest about.
And
you exactly right.
And I also think she may be nervous of not knowing how this scene is going to translate on screen, therefore always worrying about how other people see her. I think that's something that stays in her head about what other people think about her.
Yes, I think so too. And honestly, like it's sad. Like it's not even something like, well, oh, you know, I don't like Latrice, so she, nah, it ain't even all that. It's just we wish you wasn't like this. Like,
yeah, just disappointment. That's all. I'll say that now. I've been trying to do better, but I think Letitia is one that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna write off. Like that one right there, I ain't feeling her.
Oh,
but I don't. I'm not like it's not that I don't like Latrice. I'm disappointed in Latrice, but Letitia, I'm good.
Well,
girl,
never.
She followed me on Instagram, and I was just like, "Why you do that?"
Who, Letitia?
Screaming.
Yes, I was like, "Why you do that?" Like, cause you know now I'm uncomfortable because I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I'm gonna say. Like,
you be like, I be talking shit.
Yes, no, I get in your ass on these
wrong road.
I don't know why you don't like me. And you know, I don't expect you to. I don't give a fuck. I said what I said, but I definitely
I started halfway watching Letitia interview. Yes, good job, Scotty.
Good job. Yes.
I started halfway watching Letitia interview with Carlos, and I couldn't continue. I mean, what is that interview?
The one that Friday night one?
The one
on his show.
I haven't even watched it. I was hoping the clips would be online.
I think it was on TV. It was on TV. It was the nightcap.
Yeah. They turned his show, his online show, basically his interviews or whatever, they turned that into the little episode. And she, you know, he sat down and asked her questions and stuff. I was like, I'm not watching that shit.
She's the reason why the Bell Collective is together. If you want to be a Bell, ask Letitia. No,
baby. No, thanks. She ain't even a Bell. Fuck you, talking about. Are you okay?
You.
All that fraud ass kissing, bro. Stop.
It's as crazy to me as somebody saying that Robin is holding center flute. Like, I don't know why we do this, why we live in a delusion, but you know, shout out. I don't know. Shout out to her. Good for you. I just don't see it.
Okay.
No, I feel like Scotty was definitely Scotty was trying to be so he was real. He tried so hard. He tried so hard. He's like, don't read them. I'm only gonna read 5 comments.
I love when Josh. I'm sorry when Josiah said the paid.
Yeah,
that's right. I said, cause we really gonna be here all night. Just get to the yes.
You ain't want to read.
There's some good ones in the paid. Okay,
you don't don't look at them.
I paid $9.99 to say that Cliff was texting your ass over and over again, telling you what to say.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh my God, it was a good interview.
Baby, when Scotty let out that sigh and said, "Okay," I was like, "Oh, he is done, baby."
And then she said, "Wait, what time is it?" Because she could hear that he was ready to go.
I heard a lot of that.
Okay. That's what you think.
Oh, girl, y'all did a good job though. Y'all did because I was glued into it, but it was terrible. She was
the part that I liked also was when Terrence Latrice was saying something about, you know, down here you can't tell some guy to suck your balls or whatever, suck your whatever. And Terrence said, well, it's not the same thing as Cliff calling some man gay by saying you should put a dress on.
Yeah, calling him a bell.
Yes, and the excuse she had was nothing.
I said, come on, T.
Listen, they was clocking left and right. They was nicely getting her together. To me, it was when she said, Akeisha people, and it was like, well, who? And she's like,
it's these people, the speaker.
Tell us who. She couldn't.
I don't have to lie. You do have to make your story make sense, though, and it's not adding up, which is why people are saying that you're lying.
She's a liar. Okay, I'm sorry.
I didn't say
good luck with that, because I don't know what next season gonna bring. She said she don't know if they're gonna turn on her next season, but she'll be ready. I'm like, will you?
They will, like they did all the previous seasons.
That's why I feel like she was being careful to not say too much about Letitia or anything like that, because I don't think she wants to be that person in the hot seat. Then she says we have enough ladies on the show, but then also says she hope they bring more people on. And I'm like, well, which one is it? I think she wants more people on the show because she knows if it's only them,
They're gonna come at
then
her.
it's only y'all to go at each other.
Right.
And y'all not gonna give to Letitia, because as much of a fool she is, I feel like she is a piece more smarter than y'all and knows how to flip shit back onto y'all. She ain't smarter than Marie though, but Marie just she just be like, whatever.
Right.
For sure.
Well, I guess we'll be here for season 5B in order to see what all went down and who dropped it.
Is it 5B or is it gonna be 6?
It's probably gonna be 5B. They ended on 8. Yeah, it's probably gonna be 5B. Unless they didn't agree to do a different, to cut the episodes.
I don't think he doing what he did with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think it's an incomplete season. And I don't know who I was listening to, or maybe I saw it on social media or something where people were saying if you get 10 seasons, you get syndication or something like that. So I'm like, is that what you're going for? So I wouldn't be surprised. Because I feel like Love and Marriage Huntsville, the last season before this one, before the girls' trip, that ended abruptly too. And then all of a sudden, it's a new season. I'm like, huh? It's very confusing.
Clear, I feel like I could speak for all of us when I say this, because I see this in the comments. Yeah, we do think that the cousin threw the phone out the window, or just threw it somewhere. So. Like, we don't know where it's at now. Like, I do feel like
to me, that don't mean she stole the phone now.
No,
not to me either.
I mean, honestly, who want to be tied to no disrespect at all? But if you end up finding out that somebody died and you got their phone and you don't know what the fuck is on their phone, we don't even know the context of how he passed. No disrespect.
Right.
Who would want to have that phone?
Right. And it was discarded supposedly well before that. So why wasn't nobody trying to get the phone that week? But she did say her cousin went over there and searched for it and all of this stuff. But then you still didn't talk to Akeisha, though. That's what I ain't even think about when she was talking in the interview. You said the cousin went over there and searched for the phone, but you didn't talk to Akeisha within that week. That would make more sense if you felt like production told
she did.
She talked to Akeisha 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later is when she talked to Akeisha. So that don't even make sense. Like, okay, yeah, I see why the people saying what they're saying, girl.
See, it's none of it's clear, and we have to think this hard about it. Something's amiss. Something's wrong. Okay. So with that being said, child, Scotty and them did a good job. They tried.
Yes, good job, guys.
That lady needed to respect y'all a little bit better than that. I wish you would have told her to put that fucking phone on vibrate, because girl, what's happening?
Oh my gosh.
But
I think she used that phone for sure.
Oh, yeah.
As the boss woman, business woman, you said he's supposed, you got to interview, handle it. That's why I hired you. It was a deflection for her.
Oh yeah,
I think it helped her nerves.
To keep
the phone.
Yeah, distraction. It's a distraction. And I bet you any money was texting her. I bet you any money he was blowing, because who else would be blowing up your phone with reckless abandon like that? They know you doing a goddamn interview. Anyway,
it will be done at 9:30. It's 9:35. Where's my
9:32? You still on there? You still talking to people?
Right.
But sit your weak ass down.
Listen, she said that shit while he was walking away.
He tucked me in the bed.
I'm about to go sleep. I know one day when I go to sleep, you better be on here. Anyway, let's move on, because things are going on in the church. Okay, things are going on in the church house. Let's get to the first thing.
Before we go any further, we want Sister Miles' daughter want to approach the church at this time in Jesus' name. Come on, Sister Miles.
Praise the Lord, saints.
Stand right in front of the congregation. Yeah, right in front of you. That's that table.
I want to apologize to everybody in here because I am pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all. And I just hope that y'all all forgive me and pray for me.
say, I assume she repent. Then, you never wait later to repent. If you sin, you don't wait no 2, 3. You don't wait till the baby comes to repent. You repent now. You just don't do it again. But you got to repent. I don't care how you look at it. You already know. She already know what time it is. I told her. It's not what you think it is. But the church is praying for you. We ain't gonna condone your sin now. We ain't gonna do that. Ain't no baby showers going on. That's what you lose out at. You have a baby out of wedlock, ain't no baby showers. And nobody at this church about to attend one. Mama shouldn't have one neither. You gotta take care of your granddaughter. You can't condone sin. You don't have no private baby shower. You can't have no baby shower. You lose all the pride and glory. You lose all that. You just lose all that. Thank God that God didn't take you out of here.
Well, what y'all think?
I think that's trash. I think he's a whack ass pastor. I think the mother is even worse because her ass also went over and put a statement up, standing by the pastor and their decision, and had the audacity to make it seem like the people was doing too damn much and stressing her the hell out, as if it wasn't stressed on the little girl for her to stand before a bunch of damn sinners. Who the fuck do y'all think y'all are? And some of y'all in there about sleeping with somebody else's husband, touching on somebody else's child. Y'all out there doing all kind of shit y'all ain't supposed to be doing. Is he doing this for everybody that got to come before the church? Okay. Or is it only when your shit is out there just a little bit? I think that was humiliation. And what also got me was nobody walking up to console that girl or anything, letting her know it's going to be okay. She's going to be fine or none of that. Like, just whack. And I'm glad that somebody went to his church and pressed his ass, and he told him, so what you want? What do you want? Huh? What you want? I was like, man, if y'all don't fold this man up in the name of Jesus, like,
hold him up in the name of Jesus.
I can't.
You the pastor that denied that lady her baby shower and embarrassed her up here.
You coming in this church? What you want?
I'm asking you a question.
Now, what do you want?
I'm asking you, are you the pastor?
What do you want?
I'm asking you, are you the pastor are you the pastor that publicly shamed that young lady?
What do you want?
I'm asking you a question.
What do you want?
Are you the pastor who publicly shamed that lady?
What do you want?
You don't understand English?
What do you want?
Why did you I want to know why you publicly shamed that lady. Don't touch me now. That's assault. We gotta go. All right. He didn't ask me to leave. Don't touch me. He just did, but don't touch me. Because I touched back. He in my way. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Excuse me. Come on, man. Come on. He's all right. Y'all supposed to be of the Lord, though. He's all right. But y'all see it, y'all. This is a church. We'll be having a protest here. We'll be shutting this down. They up here pressing up on me, then touching all up on me. You checking on us? I ain't touching yet.
Oh, he would have got cagged. The little nigga in the front, walking all slow, straight cag. Like, what?
But y'all see it, y'all. This is a church. We'll be having a protest here. We'll be shutting this down. They up here pressing up on me, then touching all up on me. You checking on us? I ain't touching yet. You ain't gonna touch us. You ain't gonna touch me. I don't want to touch you. Oh, I know. Keep it that way. Good night. Y'all being shamed across the whole country, and y'all church y'all supposed to be of the Lord.
So yeah, y'all.
This is who they need to do a documentary on. You know, I feel like we see a lot about cults, like in the cult adjacent vibes when it comes to like the Mormon Church of Latter-day Saints, all that type of stuff. But they don't really talk about it in the Black community. They don't talk about it at all. Some of those same things go on where it's men being inappropriate in the church. There's adulterers, all that type of stuff. It's wild as fuck that they made that girl stand up there and say, I'm gonna apologize to everybody here. I started laughing because this shit was comical. What? Are you serious?
And told the girl, no baby shower, and your mama better not throw one for you either. Do you hear me?
And I could tell by just so I could tell you sped this video up, obviously, but when the pastor was talking, he was still talking slow. So I know they get to church at 8 a.m. and they don't leave till 4. It's giving cult.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
And then took down the girl GoFundMe from what I heard. They started a GoFundMe and then they took it down. to help her out. Child, just like that's crazy. I said I can't wait till that girl gets old enough to make her own decisions on what type of religion she chooses or not chooses to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, "Where is the boy?" I said, "Probably in the pulpit."
Talk
Probably a
about it.
man
Hmm.
in the pulpit.
Because you know, a lot of times that be exactly what it is. Y'all get up there and y'all shame them girls because y'all the ones that's guilty of fucking with them. And with that being said, I want to move on to the next problem this week in the church, Mr. Vernon.
This, he didn't rape you, you picked him. Yeah, to those that have dealt with rape or anything or incest, oh my God, my heart goes out to you. But so many, they'll admit, who I slept with, I chose to. I'm not blaming him no more. Yeah, in one sense, I empowered him by letting him. I empowered her. I hurt her by letting her sleep with me. I should have been more of a light for them. I should have let my light shine. I brought us both down in one sense. I wish I had been stronger. I wish I had knew the word of God. I'm not mad at you. We both were crazy and lost. God got a hold of my heart. As a matter of fact, pray for them that God gets their heart like he got your heart and gives them another chance. But number two, make living right a priority.
Okay, so I'm gonna play his apology, but I want to say to me, as somebody that likes to listen to people's words and come up with what I think why they would say some shit like that, I believe he's talking about himself. I believe you
projection in the pulpit.
Yes, I feel like you've probably done something to some teenage girl or some shit like that, or to a family member, maybe. I don't know, but why would you even? Like, it's making apologies for rapists. Like, that's what you were up there doing.
And his apology.
Yeah, like that's what it was like. You know, I was messing up and I let him in and I should have been a light. And basically saying that whoever that happens to is their fault because they weren't being a light and they weren't being of God. And so that's why that happened to them. But
I'm not interested in any apology, especially after you sat up there and you said they chose the people and then said, if you've ever been through rape, incest, any of that, I'm sorry, but you knew exactly what you were about to say. You didn't care about what you were about to say out your mouth. So I don't give a fuck about no apology. And then you finna give. You meant what you said when you said it the first time, and I'm utterly disgusted. And for me, I think everything Bondy said is 1000% on, in my opinion. Because only a nigga that operates like that and has also supported other men in that bullshit will say something like that.
I'm telling y'all, it's really sad because I feel like if anybody actually wants to get to know God, know him through the Bible, man. These people see social media, as well as the communities that's also been created in church, has just been toxic for so long. But I think social media also makes it worse because all these people are looking for just something to go viral, and they just be talking out the ass. And it's people who will sit there and listen to them because they have a microphone and they're standing in a pulpit, and it's disgusting. That man can go to hell. Literally, just like you said, based off of what he said, if anything happens in that church, arrest him immediately.
I agree with that so much when you mentioned something about the viral moments. It's like, damn, now the pastors are becoming the people with the startup podcast that be wanting to just say shit to get that moment. It's like, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Malay, I think that's how you pronounce your first name. Thank you for the super chat. The people at the church forgot about the passage. He who is without sin cast the first stone. The hypocrisy is astounding. Always and forever. Always and forever. That's one of the biggest turns off about it to me about how church people get down is because they love to cast out a whole bunch of judgment and shame onto other people. But when it comes to their own shit, they turn into where everybody ain't perfect and God forgives and all of that shit. Like you switch it up real quick when it's you versus when it's somebody else doing something you feel is a sin. But y'all, and it ain't even just the church community. Listen, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Okay, like it's fun. I'm saying it because it's a local story. But I feel like it just says something about how I think that people should be very wary of men in spiritual practices, just period. I feel like there are some men that are good men in the church, but what I have seen, if I'm being fucking for real, like they're few and far in between.
They don't be the head pastors either.
No,
is what it's
they don't. They don't be the head pastors. They're usually the ones that's like helping and aiding and all of that. But to
Mm.
bring it, back up. So y'all know, if y'all don't know, I practice hoodoo, voodoo as a spiritual practice. I'm from New Orleans. I kind of grew up doing it without knowing that I was doing it. And then also growing up Catholic, there is a mix of what we do. When you go and burn candles for the saints can be correlated with orishas. Like it's a whole connection to this, the spiritual practice. Okay. And one of the places down here is a botanica that we go to sometimes to get candles or, herbs, whatever you would want to get, books, incense, all kind of stuff. It's a beautiful spot. And it's right on St. Charles. And like, it's a huge thing for like this to be a Black owned botanica on St. Charles. Like that's a huge thing. And it seems as if the owner put out a message to everybody letting them know that her ex-husband and 3 of her other staff members and the operations manager have staged a coup and are trying to take her business from her. And from what I've understand from my people out here in New Orleans, this is some man that she found sleeping on the floor. Okay. She found this nigga somewhere sleeping on the floor, brought him into her successful business, and now they divorced. He didn't probably put hoodoo dick on the women that work at the house of hoodoo, and now they didn't try to like take over this lady's business. And so she put out this statement, and it's been all in her stories and everything, like her, talking about it, and she did lives, and it was just crazy, like how they're basically the terms laid out in their strike notice demand granting full management control to Bob Jr., Anderson Judy, along with management level access to all operations of House of Hoodoo. Like basically taking her business from her. And it's just happened this week.
How can they do that?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. What they do? Take occupancy of the building?
I am not sure exactly how they did it, but they sent her this strike. She said she received a strike notice sent to both herself and her attorney. And then in her stories, there's videos. Let me see if the videos are still there. There are videos of them leaving and closing down her business like Friday, them all together. Yes, it's gone now, but it was on there before. But look, Nakia Holmes, co-founder of Turkey Leg Hub, finally breaks her silence on how her marriage ruined her business. Like basically,
That's the one that was telling women what to wear and what not to wear because her husband was there, right?
Ooh.
I feel like we talked about it.
I heard about the Turkey Leg Hut shit after, like when they broke up and stuff started happening at the Turkey Leg Hut. That's when I started hearing about it. But I didn't hear about the stuff that happened before.
You don't remember the dress code they put in place?
Yeah.
I didn't know about
I thought we talked about it on the panel. And
it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
It was like 21, 22. Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. Now they closed down.
She should have chose better. I don't think there's a such thing at this point. I think you just should, if you have your own business, don't bring no man into your business. Make him come up with a business idea for y'all to do together, or he do his own shit. But don't be bringing
the same way
businesses
about people. I feel the same way about people posting their spouses for content. The couple stuff. Like if you start something yourself, I don't think that you should bring your partner on into the main, like feature them occasionally. But when you turn your brand into them as well, I think that becomes a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would think that it would, because once y'all begin to separate or whatever the case is, it should that happen, down the line, then he gonna feel like he's entitled to some of that money.
Has done it. Whatchamacallit has done it successfully. De'Ara and Ken. They've done it. And then
was it successfully?
For her. For her it was. But for him, now he got a new girlfriend and a YouTube channel with the new girlfriend. So he still got a base. And then another couple I saw doing it was like Olivia and Gold Juice. Have y'all heard of them?
I feel like I heard it.
They're real young. They had a baby, and they come on announcing that they breaking up every now and then. It's just like, even when they're not together, they brand is still together. And it's just something about her energy that just feel like you could tell she's not happy, but you can't really leave because your livelihood is so tied into this brand, and it becomes a dangerous thing.
That's
So
crazy. To not have any outside pages where y'all doing stuff, like that's crazy. Now you trapped in your relationship. Child.
oh shit, okay. Dear suing Ken right now. All right then.
Yeah, you ain't know that. That's why I said, is it? She's suing him now.
I
And I
had
don't
no
know how
idea.
it's gonna work out for her. I hope that she gets, what she's supposed to have, because he did take her money up out that account. Somebody, it was for back surgery or something like that. But she gonna have to explain to the judge why, when y'all separated, did you continue to keep putting like your brand deal money and stuff into that same account that he had access to. I think his name should have likely been taken off, or she should have created a new account and just left the money over there that was supposed to be over there for, because that money was supposed to pay like payroll, taxes and stuff. It was like maybe like $80,000 up to $80,000 over there, and he dipped into that and kind of took some of that, but she still was putting over there her brand deal money. Don't know why when he still had access to that, but I think she gonna get some money, but we don't know how his attorney is gonna try to come to where she ain't gonna get all her money, because I can see that too.
Jeez. So yeah, I think the advice is, don't worry about picking a good one. Just keep your business to yourself.
Okay. Yeah, don't matter who you pick. Just don't put
Yeah.
them on. Don't do
Don't
that.
put their name on nothing, girl. Put their
Yeah.
name on not a goddamn thing. Do you hear me? Okay. With that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and dip into some TV talk before we move on into more of the myth. Okay. Okay. So, Real Housewives of Post-Home Ec, y'all know I don't watch that shit, but the other ladies do. However, the only thing I really wanted to discuss was the fact that Karen skipped the reunion show and headed down to the rehab. And people don't believe that she actually going to the rehab. And I'm like, why? When usually rehab for rich people is just a nice vacation. Why y'all don't believe she going on a nice vacation down to a rehab center? I don't know, but I'm gonna just say this. I'm glad that she's finally admitting it, but I also feel like, why did you have to lie so much about this? Like, why did it have to take for them to convict you, for you to admit that you were drunk, you were fucked up, you made another mistake with drinking and driving? Like, it just is ridiculous the way she was willing to lie and act as if it wasn't what it was, all for you to have to go down to the courthouse, girl.
Right. It's so embarrassing and disappointing, and the timing is very interesting. I'm also hearing that she's trying to get that sentencing date pushed back a little bit, because she is in rehab, they're saying. But I don't know. I do feel like she decided to go into rehab to avoid questioning and things at the reunion. I don't think she wanted to face her peers, but if it was anybody else in that situation, she would be calling them out. Right. And also, I could have sworn they talked about possibly appealing the verdict. And then next thing you know, we get all this footage. But now all of a sudden you want to go to rehab when the decision in the beginning, that wasn't what you were thinking about. Even after being found guilty, you still was thinking about possibly getting a not guilty verdict by doing this all over again, appealing it. Like, girl, you crazy. Pack it up, Karen. Karen needs to take some time off, in my opinion. I don't think she needs to return next season. If you're in rehab now, keep that going. Keep it going, sis. Some people are like, oh, that's going to be a mighty blow to Real Housewives of Potomac. She's a fan fave, yada, yada, yada. It's like, child, bye. Y'all say whatever to keep y'all faves around. Let that lady go on. Take her break. It ain't going to hurt her. Get her life together. And hell, the way Potomac going, is he going to make it to the next season? Is he going to be here for season 10?
Is Potomac gonna take a break? Oh,
Okay.
what's this? Is
They
it
need
her? Oh, is this a Caucasian lady?
It is. Thank you for the super chat. I just love your channel. Keep doing what you do. In 2025, we all need to stick together more now than ever. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Hey, okay.
Listen,
It ain't too often we see a Caucasian person in the chat.
Okay.
The way I just stood in a line at Walgreens and had a whole conversation with this young Caucasian man about Scream. He was like, did you see that Sydney's going to come back in the next movie? And I was just like, yes, I absolutely did. I follow her on Instagram. He's like, I think I'm going to spend this weekend watching like a Scream marathon. I'm like, you should. I have them all on Amazon Prime, so I do that all the time. We was just holding up the line.
You know, have y'all heard of an app called Time Left?
No. What's
No.
that?
So I've been trying to make it a point to get to know more people in the city to network, obviously, because I'm in real estate. And they have this thing where you take a personality test, and it's an algorithm that'll match you with 5 random strangers at a random restaurant, and they don't tell you until the restaurant. They don't tell you where until the day of. So I'm supposed to be going to one in the next couple weeks, but people like it because it's a good way to get to know people who are similar to you or not like you. And some of the Black girls were saying they've had some really good experiences on there, like even meeting random white men who they wouldn't typically speak to, but they end up being super similar because you take these personality
What that
tests
is
to begin with.
that? I need
It's called
friends.
Time Left. You only pay $15 to do it, and then you just pay for your dinner.
Oh,
I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Interesting.
why am I acting like I can't just go talk to people down to the common house? Anyway, I don't care.
No, yeah, you really could, but it ain't the same. I want a little razzle dazzle.
No,
Let's
for
all
real. This is dope. Child, listen. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Man, Chaotic said, I don't want no more friends. I want business partners. And that made me think about us. I was just like, those are my girls.
a blessing, truly,
For real.
truly. How does that happen? But we be online. I'll be like, damn. Sometimes I'll be like, y'all trying to go to Target, and y'all be in different
Other
places.
state.
I know, right? But
Well,
I hit that voice message real quick.
listen, I feel like we would be going to dinner and lunch all the time if we lived in the same place.
Mhm.
We would be taping this goddamn show together. Okay, one day, damn it. One day. All right, y'all. So after Karen, I wanted to get I wanted to get into the love and hip hop Miami of it all. If y'all missed it, the only thing I really want to talk about from these past episodes is Princess smacking the shit out of Amara La Negra because Amara La Negra did a scene where she was dancing bachata with Ray J scheming, slithering, sluthering ass. And they got it, and then her nail broke. And then she made Ray J come down to the hospital and pay for her nail to, get fixed. And that's not what I really want to talk about. Because everybody was acting like, that's right, princess. And I'm like, no, I don't agree that princess should have put her hands on Amara for a fucking scene on Love and Hip Hop talking about I'm not one of these Love and Hip Hop bitches. Bitch, yeah, you are. You literally are one of these
Very
Love and Hip
much.
Hop bitches.
Very much. Yes, dashing water in the face. I mean, drinks in the face at the pool. Loving hip hop back then.
Like, bitch, you got pushed in the pool by that nigga. Like,
Oh, I was getting her mixed up with
Princess.
Jennifer Williams.
She's sitting over there at that what is that blackjack table, making all that money and feeling like she ain't one of these
yeah, she started
loving
playing
hip hop.
and now she
I'm
not
not
one of them. Girl. You was the original Zeus girl. Cut it the fuck out. You was one of the first people on Zeus Network, girl. You one of the reasons why the culture has been brought down to the level it's been brought down to. Okay, just pretty with no fucking personality whatsoever. Like, that's the only reason we know her is because Ray J is so charismatic and who he is. That's the only reason. And she's pretty. Besides that, there would be no other reason for anybody to follow Princess. She has no personality. And then the shit with Amara made me mad because I'm like, y'all, I feel like we all know that in real life Amara is not trying to fuck Ray J. Like, it just, to me. But then, people was like, she should have said something. She should have let her know beforehand. I'm like, but y'all not even together. What is there to call and talk to you about? Y'all not even together.
Well, she shouldn't have called her at all then, because she called her after the fact to tell her. And it's like, well, shit, you had time to tell her something. I didn't know I needed to call you beforehand when I didn't know what it was about. But you sat with Brooke and told Brooke what it was about. You did know. You could have called that girl and told her. But at the same time, I haven't seen the episode to play out like this one. I actually didn't mind Amara getting her ass slapped because she does get on my nerves. And I don't feel like she's always innocent and shit. I think
Oh,
she likes
no.
to use that voice and act stupid as fuck. So I was like, slap that hoe, Prinky.
Slap that hoe.
But I gotta see how everything continues to play out. But I mean, I didn't really mind it.
The only
I was
reason
like,
I had
get
an
'em.
issue with it is because I feel like it'd be different if this was Flo and Amara. And Amara actually went and brought the cake
That
with the whole wig on. You know what I'm
because we've been
saying?
watching and following that whole storyline. I
Yes.
get you. Yeah.
But with this situation, I really felt like she really met up with him because she wanted to check him about the safari situation more than anything. Because that was what most of that scene was. But I wasn't, no, I didn't like that shit at all because I felt like, Princess, you look dumb. Why you still fighting hoes over Ray J at this point?
Right.
And then he did, that's exactly, to me, that's what he was trying to do from jump. He was trying to get a response out of you. He was trying to get you
That's true.
to act like that. And then you really went and fucking
And
did it.
acting like that.
When really all you had to do was be like, I don't fuck with you no more, Mara, because that was some fake ass shit. But I'm not about to like be getting my hair pulled and knocked in the head by, Estelito
Over Ray J.
over
Yeah.
Ray J. Like, to me,
I'm convinced they divorce documents have never left the courthouse. They probably just be reactivating that shit every 60 days. I know them people down to the courts is like, here we go.
I feel like they still in the attorney's office. You want me to go down there today? Nah, don't go down there today. Hold on for a second. Hold off. What we
bet the
looking like
attorney
this
don't
week? Another week. Give us a second.
They probably got to call the attorney at least 3 times before they answer the phone because the attorney is not fucking with them.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
I can imagine him doing this. Her being in Vegas on them fucking tables talking to all of them millionaires and shit. And him feeling like if I have some shit that go down here and production gonna call her, then she gonna come down here. Because it damn sure got her to come to Miami. And she still didn't smack Ray J. She still didn't smack him. She didn't give him none of the energy that she gave Amar. Like, I was just
And
like,
that's who she should have slapped. But it does look contradictory, Princess, when you're going out saying that you're not tripping off Ray J, but you're going through his phone. Oh, he went through my phone, so I went through his. And then you're meeting with people and then you slapping folks and stuff. You do sound and do look a bit crazy. And what makes it crazier for me is the fact that BITCH, you making bags sitting at a fucking poker table, and then you're coming down to be the very loving hip hop BITCH that you said that you're not. I have to say, I have to be honest here. Okay. That's not necessarily a good look for Ray J.
I want her to be done. Like, I want her to be
Maybe
done.
she on a contract or something. Like, are you still in a contract to where you gotta show up? Because
Well,
sometimes they do the contracts out for a few seasons.
I don't know, because it
crazy.
seemed like, it's something she wants to do. But y'all remember how Ray J had her name? He had her name copywritten and shit. I wonder if she ever bought her name back.
Girl, I forgot he did that.
Mhm.
That's some messed up.
Ooh, and that's another reason why I don't fucking like Princess. Thank you for bringing that up, Hannah. Because when the shit happened with Suki, it really was seeming like, first of all, why you post that picture of her with no hair on and all of that type of shit, trying to make her look like a nappy-headed, nigga baby or some shit like that? Like that's the vibe that she was given when she posted that shit about Suki. And to me, it is very much given, you think you look like this, and so he shouldn't be interested in no dark-skinned women or women that look like Suki. Amara might be a little bit more, what you would expect, but she still is darker. And so the way Princess is responding is absolutely given, you are bothered. Ray J knows you're bothered, and all he has to do is flirt with some woman who he knows you'll get mad about, and you're gonna pop up and give him the attention that he wants. You're to me, she's showing to be stupid, like she's always been.
So did they show her react to Suki on camera, or that happened in real time, right?
It happened in real time.
Okay.
And with it happening in real time, I just now really question Ray J and Prinky, because it's like, okay, what show y'all got dropping over there on Raytronics or whatever the app is, like, because at this point, although they're in a marriage, I feel like they're also in a business arrangement where this is what they do.
Rashida and Kirk.
Baby, did y'all see Rashida confessional? I had been looking for it for the longest until I watched the episode, and I said, Rashida, you can't say shit about Jasmine in this confessional like this.
What she
Hold
said?
up, let me find it. Hold up.
I don't know what she said. I think she just said something about, like, if Jasmine was there, she don't want to be around Jasmine. Did she say something like, I can see Erica Banks and Jasmine being friends because
they have a lot of common.
Boom. But it's like, ma'am, do you see yourself? Like, we need to start there before we speak on anything else. Because you look
honestly, they got a lot in common. Well, I won't say that. Rashida seemed crazier than Jasmine, to be honest.
Really, whoever took the screenshots of Rashida with the bags under her eyes and stuff was wrong for that.
Hold up. I don't want to
Well,
get.
she
Is
shouldn't have
this
gotten a
this one?
You want to play
confessional
the
like that,
audio?
really. This is terrible.
Oh, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
And Rashida is a beautiful woman.
It's a
This
spider
just was
web.
a bad look.
I'm gonna just
Yeah.
say she work on my nerves because I don't like the fact that she's so judgmental. Like she one of them people that make me feel like being a wife don't mean shit. Like y'all be really out here acting like that means something, and it's like, what does that mean? That nigga been dragging you on national television for like 13 years. Like,
Low key, I start laughing because in some situations it reminds me of what Martell said when he was with Marceau and Tisha.
Oh yeah, I want to
When he,
want to be dumb like you.
yeah, he said, of course, every man want a wife like you. I said, oh,
Yeah, he did. I laughed. I said, y'all not catching what Martell put down.
I was tickled.
Well, since we already talking about it, let's go ahead and move on Love Hip Hop Atlanta.
Okay.
Because they just came back. So first of all, I do want to say that they're still making Jasmine from last season a conversation this season. And to me, I feel like whenever they try to act like nothing really happened, but then when they come back, it's like they had to get over something actually happened, and nobody, like, to me, Kirk was absolutely still trying to fuck Jasmine. I don't know why anybody's like thinking that that's not the case, acting like he's above that. He's not. He's not in control of his dick all the time. He's a grimy ass, flirtatious fuck nigga. I think that he always planned to still have access to Jasmine as long as nobody knew about Jasmine, because everybody forget that Kirk paid for an apartment for Jasmine and, you know, was paying for her life for a little while until it all came out that he had a baby. But
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Go ahead.
But that thumbnail, right, you just had up. I'm like, why the fuck Spice the one sitting down? I do feel like it should be, if it's gonna be a woman, it should be, when it comes to Atlanta, either Bambi or Carly sitting in that chair.
Bambi.
It should be Bambi.
Yeah, because I'm like, who was here the longest? And if not the longest, who has brought more storyline? Why is Spice sitting down in a chair like she and Rashida run the throne of Atlanta or something? I'm like,
she did the album.
The same reason why Jackie is still on Married to Medicine, even though she don't do shit, because essentially they legitimize the show. They got somewhere
I'm
to
glad
go.
you didn't say Yandy, Jamie.
Say what, Necey?
I said I'm just glad you didn't say Yandy.
Oh, you know,
should be sitting down.
No, Yandy.
I
To
hate
me,
that she's
Wiseman
on
DC's
Atlanta,
not there.
honestly.
Wiseman DC's not in the picture. That's what I was thinking about. Everybody else who got a husband, they, you know,
yeah.
Jack, why Kendra not there? I can understand why Kendra not there, but with Yandy and Mendices is different. I feel like y'all been on the show. But I feel like Mendices always trying to act like he don't really want to be on the show. And to me, you like the attention you get because y'all niggas be online making up shit to get people arguing with y'all online. Y'all do that all the time. So to me, you like the attention that y'all get online. They do a lot of them videos with their kids where it's like they punking everybody. You know what I'm saying? So to me, y'all like that attention. So why are you trying to act like you don't want to be on the show? I think it's because you don't want to get caught up. That's what I think.
Yeah, like the money, but don't like the other that come with it.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Cause he like one of them niggas that probably would get around being sneaky because people don't really know him like that. But when people know who you are, it's harder to get away with the sneaky shit that you might be out here doing. Anyways, so let me see where I want to start with the Love and Hip Hop thing. Let's talk about Scrappy and Chaotic. So we know that they got into it. This past 2 episodes, they really kind of made it seem like Chaotic be doing slick shit that we don't really hear or see, making little comments like trying to antagonize Scrappy. And then Scrappy will, you know, spaz out and everybody be like it's Scrappy. This past episode, Bambi was kind of on Scrappy's side and was saying like, yes, he be, you know, doing shit. And I'm like, okay, I'm more so leaning towards that, but I'm still more on Chaotic side than Scrappy, because the shit that Chaotic was complaining about was shit that Scrappy is always kind of known to do. Be lazy and don't really pull his weight. Like that's what he's known to do.
Yeah.
But I also was looking at Bam, like, Bam, why you I guess because that's your baby daddy. Like you want to try to be on a good foot with the nigga. But girl, and then she online right now with this new nigga talking about if I'm anybody's baby mama, I'm his baby mama. And I'm just sitting up here. I was like, first of all, being married to Scrappy meant nothing. So stop being mad that he's calling you a baby mama, first of all. Second of all, Erica played herself. You don't need to add anything to that. Like when she came out pregnant from the threesome, that was Erica right there being like, well, I can't continue to fuck with you now. Like I was fucking with you before, but I can't fuck with you now. So that was that. And now she got this new dude, and I'm like, pump your brakes. You're doing too much too soon. We don't know that nigga like that. And I'm saying we because I mean, bitch, you. Y'all, you didn't know this nigga. You was married to him for 5 years. Like, chill out. All this putting niggas on social media and giving them a platform and all of that. Like, chill out.
I think that when it comes to Chaotic and him doing things to get Scrappy out of character, I think it's just, to me, Chaotic has more self-control over himself now than what Scrappy does. And yes, I do think he knows his triggers. You hang around with a person long enough, you'll know what bothers them. And I think he does know the right things to say. But also when Scrappy says shit to him, he's not as affected because he's in control of himself. I also think Bam was more so on Scrap's butt because, hey, dog, we in fucking London. I do not know how this shit go. We got kids to get back home to take care of, and I'm not finna get tied the hell up.
You
know
think so? You don't think he was the dick?
Nah.
Really?
No, because honestly, y'all, and when I was watching that scene when he had complimented her and he was like, you look nice, she's like, you look nice too. Like, okay, what we do now? I do believe when Bambi is done with your ass, she's done. That man had to chase that woman for months, damn near a year, just to get her to come back. I think when she's done, she's done. And what else can I gain from you? Nigga, I was married to you, holding it down. You wasn't holding it down for me. I done had 3 kids with your ass. Like, after that, once I'm done, we good, baby.
I
This is
imagine
work.
he went back and fucked Erica. She definitely wasn't about because we don't even know right now if him and Erica fucking around. So I definitely don't think that she's trying to fuck him. But
I would hope not.
And she knows she fertile when it comes to him, and he is too. So she probably ain't having no more fucking babies. Like,
you fucking nigga one time. Oops, baby number 4. Okay. Look.
And 5.
Let them tell it twins for sure.
Don't do it. But yeah, I was like, I just kind of felt like, man, chill out. I know you got a new man and you in love and stuff like that, but just chill out, just a little bit. Like,
so
just,
they for
what
real.
He look like?
This new guy is she for real?
Yeah, she posted him. They be all over her page, and she be like, "Well, I love him and shit."
Okay.
Like, all right. Addie,
I think I saw him give her a ring or something like that.
Yeah, and she was like, "That's cute."
Oh my goodness! Hell.
The only reason why I will, well, I ain't got no say in it, but I'm okay with that because I do feel like Bambi did not jump out the window immediately trying to attach herself to somebody. In my personal, I feel like I remember seeing her on the boat and she looked really good. She was just having a good time, but she wasn't like attached to nobody. I think she said she wasn't even trying to date nobody at the time. So I like when people come out of long-term things and they really take the time they need for themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Scrappy really did that.
Shut up, Sierra, in the comments talking about get married. Shut up.
Girl.
So she can hurry up and get divorced.
Okay, so then now it got me wondering for her to say that. One, we know Sierra will get married at the drop of a dime, but could this man be from Baby's past?
Right there.
That's what I think. I think he's somebody she knew from back in the day or something.
He not okay. He look better than looking at other videos.
Go back to that purple background. I don't know. It's giving old picture to me. It's giving old picture a little bit. It could be recent though. I don't know. This might be an old flame that has returned.
Look, she posting the shit out this nigga.
This hat.
Oh, this is all on her page.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she in love. Look, this is the same wig though. So it looks like they just going out every night.
Okay.
You my bae or not? Or nah.
Or nah. Yeah, nah, that was the same day.
Yeah, that was the same day. Damn. But is he an old flame or a new flame?
That's what I'm saying. I think this is an old nigga. I do. I think this somebody from back in the day. Cause the way
All this intensity.
Yes.
For sure.
Like, hold up. That shit look like an old picture.
Kind of do. We'll see.
Oh, because this was his happy birthday post. Well, good for her.
Yeah,
Good
no,
for her.
He's happy. I'm
Bam
always
is beautiful.
happy.
She
I
is.
love me some Bam, but I still be, like you just be you just never can trust these niggas, man. I'm sorry. Like it's just like every time somebody get too excited, niggas do something to ruin it.
That's how Mia was popping out with ink.
I think although Bam has in the past really got on my nerves at times, I think she may be like a really nice person. I remember seeing a video. I don't even know if it was on her page, to be honest. Maybe it was, and somebody will correct me in the comments because they probably saw it. But she'll just pull up on homeless people and just start giving out shit. More than what a lot of folks be doing.
And don't post about it.
Right.
To me, just from watching her and, seeing how she would handle herself sometimes in conflict with Scrappy and Mama D and all of that, it took her a long time to get to a spot where she started spazzing. Because for years, when she was just married to Scrappy, she was always, I feel like, handling herself, in a way of somebody that was showing they had some self-control. That's why when people was like, oh, Erica, I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Like, to me, Erica was always a hothead. Like real hothead in a way that Bam wasn't, which is probably why they stayed together longer, without all of the breaking up. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I wanted to talk about besides that? I think that's it. Lil Zane on there acting like a hoe. So at the end of the episode, Amy is the real sad individual sometimes, boy. So Amy wanted to clarify why Scrappy blocked her, and Bambi basically explained me and him fell out, so he started being cool with you because he was trying to get back at me. Then me and him got back cool, and so then he blocked you. And he was like, yeah, I ain't trying to get in between up with my baby mama. And that's when she had corrected him and said, I'm your ex-wife and all of that bullshit. But Amy and Carly was trying to put it out that he had that baby. And he was in this before everybody knew about it. So he was like, well, she trying to out me? I don't know. I don't know if it's my baby. I don't know if it's my baby. But you ain't out me. You know what I'm saying? And then Zane, I guess, must have been more on chaotic side. But when he was around Scrappy, he was acting like he was on Scrappy's side. I'm like, that's what you have to do with Scrappy. Like, you can't tell Scrappy that you actually think he wrong, because then Scrappy gonna be mad at you, and then y'all gonna be fighting. And sometimes it ain't even worth all that. Look how he did with Kirk. Kirk couldn't tell him the truth about a fucking thing, because then now you get mad at Kirk and you playing Kirk out, Kirk Rashida in front of everybody and acting like you're using him as an example, but you really know what you're doing, making them look dumb. But anyway.
Zane didn't have to say a word though.
No, but he didn't say a word for real to Scrappy. Like, he didn't. He was just saying, oh man, we gotta be cool, bro. But he went and showed the text messages to Amy and Carly, and then they brought it up in front of Scrappy. And Scrappy, he was like, why y'all trying to play my dog? And I really think he was doing that because I think everybody is scared that Scrappy is gonna tick tick boom. I think everybody is scared that Scrappy is gonna like get mad and flip a table and put paws on people. So every smaller nigga in a room is trying to make sure that Scrappy don't feel like he all out here by himself, so he don't flip out on everybody.
What y'all think chaotic meant when he said I got stuff on him that'll ruin his life, but then Zane turned around and said he got stuff that'll ruin his career? Like, I feel like that's two different things. When you say it could ruin your life, that means it could ruin the relationship you have with your significant other. When you say your career, it was kind of leaning towards like he was gonna say some gay stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, because maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
It might be the stuff that we all have kind of like tapped on, but there hasn't really been any confirmation. A lot of us think that something happened to Scrappy when he was a child, especially with the way Mama D had him in a house with prostitution and selling drugs and all of that. And some things that Bambi has said, like it just kind of makes you feel like something might have happened to Scrappy as a child. And because of that, all of the women in his life kind of trauma bond with him.
I don't know. It's
thought
just
about
weird to say.
that
Yeah.
aspect as well as Necey. I do think Zayn was playing a bad game of telephone with that, but then at the same
Yeah.
time, everybody's reaction to it in that scene was like, "Are you trying to say that
I was
y'all?"
thinking he assaulted somebody. That's what I was thinking. We said, oh,
Mm.
you know, and I don't think Scrappy that type of dude, but that's what it's when you say you can ruin somebody's career this day and age, it would be you know, mishandling some woman or some shit
He
like.
said life though. It was Zayn that said career.
Okay. Yeah, the
So
life
that's I'm
thing.
like,
He said he knew a lot of secrets on him. I think he know more than just about the baby, but I think he was talking about the baby situation because that wasn't a good look for Scrappy. Scrappy be online screaming and hollering about how everybody hurt him and how, you know, he trying to get his shit together and he ain't with all of that bullshit. And then you went out there and had unprotected sex with 2 girls and got one of them pregnant, and you already got 4 children by 2 women that are consistently fighting, and you are going to go and add another stranger into this scenario. Like, at least Bambi and Erica been around since the same time.
irresponsible as fuck.
No, it is, and you too old for that. That's real sad, bro. That's real sad. Yandy and Mendices seem like they about to get pulled into some shit. Mendices is really taking it like personal that he was brought into the Jasmine situation, and it started to make me feel like you way more guilty than we thought. Like I think we all know Mendices might be out here talking, DMing, sending dick pics, you know, shit like that. Regular shit. You know, like, bitch, send me a picture of your pussy. I'm gonna send you a dick pic. You know, shit like that. But outside of, you know, that, you know, we didn't think he was out here like that. But I don't know. Now I'm starting to feel like Mendices might threaten bitches to stay quiet, like not to ruin his situation, especially if he views it as a money situation. And I think he views Yandy as a money situation. A lot of the way he talked to Yandy and he treat Yandy, I don't care what they be talking about, it don't seem like he really fuck with you like that, but that he really just see that you're a good opportunity. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of the way he's kind of like disrespected you in the past. And I really don't blame Jasmine. I'm sorry. I hate to be on the wrong side of things, but to me, if Yandy would have kept her fucking ass out of the situation with Jasmine and Kirk, then nobody would have said anything about where Mendices be at. But you thought it was your business to reprimand this other grown-ass woman for her relationship with a grown-ass man. Yeah. So now you in it. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. Like, bitch, why was you even talking to that lady? Like, when y'all know these niggas ain't shit and you out here at a club yelling and reprimanding another grown-ass woman about what she doing with her coochie. You weird.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry.
You know, when Yandy said she was thinking about going into politics, I was like, what? But then I had to catch myself and say, well, Donald Trump is the next president. So what am I tripping on if she want to go into politics?
I mean, you saw her as the head of the Black Wealth Coalition. I was like, word? At the DNC. I mean, she puts herself in those places. This is the only thing for me. You mean to tell me that that's really what you want to do? You want to go into politics, but you don't want to bring it up to Mendices? I don't want to bring it up to my husband. You mean your husband that just got out of jail a few years ago? The reason why I say that is because it's crazy the way people think about marriage. Sometimes, not all the time, and we'll get to that. But the way people think about marriage is like, oh, my husband, I gotta value what he say above what I want. So if he not comfortable with this, I'm not gonna do it. But the truth of the matter is he's a fucking ex-con. Why should you be taking his advice on your career? Like, this is somebody that literally just got out of jail 4-5 years ago because they don't know what the fuck to do with their life. Why would you take advice on your career from him who's riding your coattails? I mean, what? Drug money? Get the fuck out of here. Like I said, why? Like, because I'm like, what else could he possibly be bringing to the table besides some illegal funds to you know, for you to clean? Because it wasn't like, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I kind of feel like that's crazy that y'all view marriage in such a manner that it makes all common sense go out the window. Like, I'm gonna not do what I want to do in politics because I don't want to upset Mendices. It's crazy. I mean, even though I don't think Yandy should really, I don't know how I feel about Yandy being in politics, because Yandy remind me of a sector of politics that are basically old pimps that became pastors that get into politics. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if y'all know, but there's literally like a little alleyway where politics, church, and street shit intersect for Black people, and Yandy is right up and through there.
Did you watch Lady in the Lake? You did, because we talked about it.
Yeah.
It was like they talked about that on there. Yeah.
And also,
Godfather in Harlem or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
New Orleans, you know, like like low key real life. Like I'm just saying, like I knew a lot of politicians and they went to jail, and then like here we are. So there's that. But yeah, that was Love and Hip Hop for the most part. You know, that's really all that's going on. Amy, you know, you look crazy, Amy. And then we see you out here with Dwight Howard.
Girl. Happiness looks good on you, love. Happy for you.
She's so thirsty. I
You
can't
like it? I love it.
She's so thirsty. Ugh. All right. So what's the next show y'all want to talk about? Oh, okay. Married to Medicine. So really main things from Married to Medicine, because it ain't really much going on with Married to Medicine. But I do want to say Toya is working on my fucking nerves. Like, why would y'all not invite Contessa and Letitia? You could have brought us together, but don't call them and ask them for no money. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. You just want to be in opposition of the old hoes. Like, you just want to be Golden Girls. And I'm tired of it. Because at the end of the day, you didn't even really like Contessa Toya. So get out our face with this shit. And then when it comes to Letitia is so, to me, she seemed like a cool person, but on this show, she is obsessed with Heavenly, and I need it to be over. I need a sincere apology. I need her to come with the, you know what she said, an olive branch or some shit like that. But I need her
the
to
peace offering.
For a peace offering, and it's like, ma'am, let it go. You need to just be in the space with this lady.
I kind of feel her.
She don't like you, man. I'm not about to keep trying to be nice with this bitch. She say something slick, I'm gonna say something slick. That's what we gonna do every time we in scene.
The reason why I think I actually was here for Toya telling them that. Toya had said something else besides don't ask them for money. I can't remember what it was. But then Jackie said something real slick. The shit was annoying.
No, Jackie was like, we should call them. And Toya was like, well, you should call them, Jackie. And Jackie was like, I will call them. And then she was like, oh, well, I don't think you should be asking them for money if y'all not wanting to really be around them like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's a different situation. This is a house, like you know, the charity event. Y'all gonna come to the charity event. That's why y'all should give money. Y'all gonna come to that. This my house. Like, no. Real nice. I was like,
that part makes sense. But I think that Sweet Tea is just hung up on the fact that they playing in her face, like they not respecting her at all. And I think she feels like if Heavenly extends an olive branch, then she'll get the full acceptance from the total group in some way. It's like they just write off how she feels, and Heavenly can be fucked up. And I think that somebody should hold her accountable. So when I think about the situation in real life, I kind of see why she handling it that way. Like, no, you should have just like put some respect on my name. That's all it is.
And I feel like the only way she gonna get that is if she bite back at her every time. That's the only way she gonna get that. You're not gonna get that from asking her to give you some apology she don't want to give you because she don't respect you. What you're gonna have to do is make that whole respect you by handling her how she handle you every time she come at you. Like every time she say something, I'd have something right else to say right behind it. Every time she took it to hell, I would take it lower in hell, bitch. We would just have to keep going back and forth. Because that's the thing, Letitia, that's your problem. You came on this show, but you don't know how to talk shit with old people. And you know, you need to go find, I'm just saying, you need to go find some old people to sit and play cards with. Because listen, when I tell you the reason why I go and play cards with my mama and my aunties and shit, them old ladies, disrespectful as shit. Some of the funniest shit you'll ever do is sit there playing cards with old people. When I tell you they slick shade the shit out of each other, they could barely read the cards. Okay, my auntie be like, "What's that?" But then at the same time, got some little slick shit to say. Look, everything. It's hilarious. But that's how you learn how to talk shit. You got to go sit with old people and just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You take it just as low. If they take it here, you take it just a little bit lower. And you just keep, going back and forth until they back the fuck up off you. That's how old people are. You got to,
I did not mind heavily not inviting people that she don't rock with to her damn house. That's her house. Like, she almost fought Contessa. Like, why would I invite this woman to my house?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think I could have been like in the beginning, like, yeah, don't ask no folks for no damn money because y'all know y'all don't want them around. But if y'all are coming to an event, both of y'all are in the medical field. Well, one of y'all have a husband that's in the medical field. Like, they're gonna give either way it goes. So it just would be the right thing to do for the Med Gala. So.
And Contessa showed up and showed y'all how you supposed to do it. Contessa showed up cute as fuck and was dropping bank.
Good.
She said she turned to her daughter. She said, "Baby, do you want to go to Morocco?" I said, "I know that's fucking right."
Okay.
What the fuck was Simone wearing though?
Lord,
she looked like somebody dropped her in from the Wizard of Oz or something. She like an extra. I don't know what the hell she was wearing.
I don't know. Oh my God, y'all! Did y'all watch Wicked?
I haven't.
Okay, all right. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. I was today years old when I figured out that the sister in a wheelchair that kept fucking over Elphaba by kind of like just rolling out of the situation. This was me today figuring out that when the house fell on the sister, that was the sister in the wheelchair. Like,
I didn't figure that out either.
Girl, I just did.
That's who it fell on?
Yes. Because Wicked is the before the Wizard of Oz story. So we meet the Wizard of Oz with the house falling on Elphaba's sister.
Got you.
It's the bitch in the
And I've been the other way. Got you. Okay. I was looking at the two Elphaba and like, I don't want the house to fall on either of them. Whole time the damn house done fell on somebody else. That's crazy. I missed all of that.
I think we all thought that she was gonna be her sister. Like we thought, but she becomes Glinda. So no, it's not her. It was the sister who was in the wheelchair that kept like just fading into the background.
I'm ready for the next portion. I'm ready for that. I hate it's gonna take forever. I'm ready for the next portion, people.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
You should. Wicked was good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I was surprised. Oh, girl, where is Dr. Scott? He wasn't coming because he was still mad at Heavenly. Let me tell you something. If that nigga still mad at Heavenly, even though he tried to play cool in that scene, that means he probably is just as bad as everybody be thinking he is. I kind of like Dr. Scott, but I also feel like he's passive aggressive.
I think that's passive aggressive right there.
What? Not showing up?
Yeah. Because she was like, why would I not show up because of something Heavenly did? But really, it's like, why would I not show up just because this nigga don't want to come because he won't have a temper tantrum? That's how you really feel, but you don't want to say that. Thank you.
Yeah, she said, I am a socialite. I have a check.
Listen, and she came and spent all their money too. She was you. Yes, I'll take it. But hold up, before we really get into all of that. So yeah, okay. Toy was working on my nerves. Somebody teacher talk about Heavenly look good as fuck. I just want to say that.
I don't remember what she looked like.
I wasn't crazy about. I liked the crystals in her dress. I didn't really like her dress. I thought she was okay.
I'm not talking about her. I'm not even talking about the dress like that. I'm talking about her face and her body. Like, I don't know what the girl, because I know the girls do shit. I want to find out what the girls are doing though. Because I was looking and I was like, she do look better than she did in previous seasons. And she a lot. Listen, old shot. You saw Scott getting his Botox and shit. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go get me some. Everybody getting Botox. All right. I didn't know we was all doing that. All right. But yeah, I felt like Heavenly has definitely been stepping her look up to the point where I think she be looking better.
She do be looking better.
She be looking better than them sometimes. And I be like, what's going on here? Also, Toya is a huge hater of Quad. Like when she said to Quad, what you doing to get a Rolls Royce with no baby and no ring? I'm like, bitch, what year are we living in? You really be mad that lady got a nice life and she, she does the pretty girl thing, just like you. Because I think Toya has like that. I'm a pretty girl, so all I have to be is pretty and fine. And Quad is the same way, but I think Quad is a little bit more, she's smarter, more intellectual. She more so was business oriented than I think Toya was. So on some level, I feel like Toya just be hating on Quad heavy.
I mean, and King is fine too. So
Nice looking. He is very nice.
yeah.
looking.
He's a handsome man. Well, shout out to him though, because he owns a luxury car type company where he rents them out or whatever the case is for people. So then my question becomes for him is this a vehicle that you're allowing Quad to use because it's under your company, or is this one that you actually gave to Quad for her to have?
I know you was gonna
And
say
I
that.
feel like Toya knew that, which is why she asked that question being messy as fuck. Because I don't think they all know exactly what it is that he does yet. But he owns like a luxury dealership. Well, I don't know if it's a luxury dealership. I think he like
He's like a
rents
broker,
out his
right?
luxury cars or something like that. Yeah. So he can get the cars and stuff. So that's why I'm like, okay, I think that's dope that she could ride around in one and everything. Like, hey, you got it, do it. But I'm just wondering, like, is
You
it
think that's a
hers? Like,
company
did you get
car?
her, or is it just
When
like she's
back
on
in
the
the day,
insurance and she's, it's a company car or something?
back in the day, when Lyric used to work down to the the airport place where you rent the cars or whatever, he used to work
Like
there.
Enterprise or Hertz.
Hertz. I used to listen. We was in a different car every week. That's how I wanted my Jeep, because we got a Jeep one week. I was child, we used to be in a different car every week. Do you hear me? It was
And
fun.
wood. Facts.
Okay.
That's why I think Toya, I'm like, Toya, you must know that, because Toya do strike me as a person that'll do some research or whatever the case is,
Oh
and
yeah.
then come back. So I think she already knew that, and she probably wanted Quad to open up and tell that. And I don't think Quad told them much about him yet.
Like, to me, when you come at people on hater shit, they not gonna be open with you because you already coming off like you judging them. She was like, I mean, damn, the man can't just like my company. The fuck?
I hollered when Dr. Mimi said, "How long have y'all been dating?" And Quad said, "We're exclusive."
That was
We're
confusing.
exclusive.
I was like, maybe she asked her something else, and she
Yeah,
said
my
they're
edited
exclusive.
something out. That conversation was very awkward to me at the end with Simone and that lady. Also, that lady looked like, I don't know, it was something about the way that lady face was looking. It was a couple of women in them scenes that just was looking like they was responding to some shit that we wasn't seeing in the moment in the scene.
They must did terrible editing. Because
Remember
that
was real choppy.
maybe
the man who brought the bowl, his wife was looking funny as fuck. Like, she was like, we
the
really
new
about-
wife. Oh, you know what? So this one, that's supposed to be the new lady to the show, right?
Oh,
Which
And
one? The Dr.
the light
Mimi?
skin, yeah, is there Dr. Mimi? Yeah. So she's a psychiatrist and she's cool with Greg. So then my question becomes, is she cool with T as well and may know some things about Quad, and maybe that's why she looked like why they like what the fuck?
She was making
but then the bowl for 4,000, like, come on, you trying. First of all, he was trying to flex. He was trying to let y'all know I got it. We can get it. 4 racks ain't that. That's not a problem. A bowl.
A
That's
bowl.
funny.
Phaedra for 4,000 though.
That was hilarious.
They were starting too high on all of it. Like, all of it should have started at like 500. Everything, especially starting at thousands for cooking class with Quad. That was stupid. That should have been in the hundreds. It was all doing too much as far as I was
They
concerned.
wouldn't have made no money.
But
I'm
Phaedra,
surprised they made the 53,000.
we need to get the Phaedra. We need to get the
Please.
Phaedra. So first of all, I've always said this because I feel like this is what has consistently proven to be true. Phaedra is fraud. If Phaedra said she with that man, she not with that man. If Phaedra said that's what she do, she got all these jobs, she lying. That's not all the jobs that she do, and she get her money doing something that you don't know. You don't know. She get the money, but you don't know how
Just
she
in
really get it.
Nigeria.
Listen, just in Nigeria with Portia looking like they were selling, $1,000 coochie. Okay. Selling
That might be one of her jobs. She said, I have jobs.
Listen, and they may be niggles, okay? But either way, this is what Dr. Heavenly had to say about Phaedra online after the fact.
Phaedra owed $51,000. Y'all go see if y'all get it. But the problem that I have with anything as a professional, this is what I got a problem with, like, right? Y'all wrote this man a check for $100,000 and his check ain't good today. The check ain't good. Now y'all gonna see a whole lot of slipping and sliding about this money. I ain't going past the episode. But give that man for Cure for Moms his $100,000. Okay, today, when y'all say, let's get a man his money. You said $100,000, we said 25. We would have gave that man 50. People don't be want to give. Y'all can say all the doctors in the world, they give $2,500 all day long. It's harder to get anything more than that out of doctors. Some of them gave $5 grand, I believe. I gave way more than that because I paid for the event. Me and Jackie paid for the damn event. You know what I'm saying? The event costs over $30,000. I'm trying to give Phaedra some grace, but my whole thing is your bullshit don't work over here. It's never gonna work over here. We bosses over here too. Now we might not wear all the makeup. I mean, to me, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Have y'all ever seen this without makeup? I ain't saying she look bad, but I'm just saying, you know, but we all look okay. I don't got no makeup on today. We all look fine. Somebody asked me, would somebody pay $4,000 for you? First of all, yes, they would. Dr. David Kines would pay that and more, and he has paid more than that all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? And if I was divorced, maybe I would wear 5 kicks of makeup and shit and put some blonde hair on and dress with my ass out and get my ass done over again to be around and get some work done and then lie and say I ain't get it done. I ain't talking about nobody. Game recognized game. We gonna call Phaedra out on all her bullshit every time. Phaedra's not a boss. In my eyes, she don't do. I can't count the money because I don't know everything she do. But the shit I see that she do, she not no better off than any of us. The things that I see she has, I don't see it unless we just not showing. I've never seen she say she bought her son a property. I ain't seen it. Have you seen this shit? I think Phaedra is fugazi. I think she's fake. I think she's phony. I think that everything she does is for show.
And I've been saying that shit, which is why I knew when she came to any reality show, she wasn't gonna be giving what y'all thought she was gonna give. Once Apollo was gone, it was nothing else to be gave. So that go, y'all, you know, them people didn't get their money. She was talking about shit.
So number one, the same way Heavenly feels about Phaedra, I feel about her ass. I think a lot of people like to be on some, oh, Phaedra fraud. She did this to Candy. She did this, that, and the other. And it's like, okay, can we, I understand that. Two things can be true. But can we also just focus on the matter at hand, okay, where people try to automatically discount her when she talked about doing the 100,000. Now, granted, Phaedra, you said you was gonna give the people 100,000, give it to them. All right. My question is, why did Dr. Heavenly do this video, sit up there and say that lady, oh, all that money, but then take your ass over there, sit down with fucking Dineba and confirm that Phaedra wrote a check for what, 35,000 or more? Why you ain't come back and clear that up to confirm that the debt has been paid? That's what I'm trying to see about. Like, why you ain't come back? And then she's been on this lady's ass, okay? And see, honestly, and what Heavenly saying about Phaedra could be 100% right. However, her not responding to your ass is making you look crazy as fuck because you've been talking stuff about this lady before the season has even started. And you do it on a weekly basis. And the way Heavenly comes on social media all the time, it's like, damn, is the show on the brink of being canceled, girl? Like, is it? Because you doing like a whole lot. And then you over here saving checks for these other folks that's a part of the show that ain't really doing a whole lot of nothing. Like, you're doing too much. So I'm just a little confused now. Funky did say that I guess all of the money I guess wasn't given to the man. They did raise more money than what was shown on the show. And I guess the man was calling or whatever. He didn't get the money right out the gate. I guess whatever it was. Okay. So I don't know what they had that they were still trying to work on it or whatever it was. But at the end of the day, Phaedra did come through and write a check for $35,000 and that man got what he was supposed to have. So I'm a little confused on why you ain't get on your YouTube and do a video and then try and clear that up. But then you over here dragging that lady. She can be all of those things. But when a person is right in a situation, it's okay to say that they took care of it. Like they went ahead.
So he did get his money.
You say what we hearing from what we hearing, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm confused.
Yeah, Phaedra owed 45,000, not the 35,000. Correct. So from what my understanding of it is, they made more money after the fact of what y'all saw was shown on the show. That's why she wrote the check, the difference of the $35,000, because they made more after that.
Okay.
Because she was only trying to get them to the 100,000.
The 100,000.
But Heavenly saying the check not good. I'm confusion.
That's not what she said to Funky last night. I think the check, and see, that's what I'm saying. How when she did that video, she already did that live. before she even met with Funky. So
Okay,
you're saying the check not good. But see, no, this is what it is. It's two different things. So one, you have the man that was there that was a part of 4 Cure, 4 Moms. He's supposed to get $100,000 check, period, because that's what they said they was gonna give. And honestly, Dr. Jackie Haki, BIT, this really was your event ultimately, but Phaedra, you did oversell on 100, whatever. Then there's another man that came to the front when Dr. Heavenly Nim put Phaedra up to be auctioned that it didn't seem like she knew anything about. So he started the bid off at $4,000. The man was supposed to give the $4,000. That is the check that was not good because she said that Phaedra pulled the guy and had him thinking it was for TV or whatever the case is. It was for TV. It was for TV. And I don't know if he wrote the check. Obviously he did or something. Maybe it bounced. I don't know. But he been trying to get some money back. Whatever it was. Heavenly says all of that in that video you posted or another. But she's already explained that. So people are getting it misconstrued. It's two different things. The $100,000 man got his check because Phaedra wrote the difference of the $35,000. Then you have whatever man, the $4,000, whatever that check wasn't good. So, but they still made more money after the event. So whatever they made must have made up for the $4,000 that man didn't pay. So I don't know. It's however Heavenly explained the story that's a bit confusing. Okay. So it's like she made it seem like he didn't give the money, but then he trying to get the money back. He trying to get Phaedra. So I'm like, well, which one is it? Did he give it or did he not give it? And if y'all made more money according to what you told Funky, even after the fact, then whatever it was, the $4,000 was covered. And Phaedra still wrote the difference of what was owed.
Okay, got you.
I'm like, it just don't make sense. But a lot of people are gonna go up for Heavenly because they don't like Phaedra because of the shit that she's done in her past, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is it's okay to look at a situation and be like, well, she did do her part. She may be a fraud ass bitch. We don't know how she get her money. She this or that. And like, come on. Get a lady her things if she gave the fucking money. Like, why are you doing that?
That's where I was.
Like, what's going on?
But not ever since the parking lot.
And that's fine. She does janky hood stuff. And we're not saying that she doesn't. But I think people use that as an excuse to discredit every single thing. That's my thing. And she still gave the 35 racks. I wish I could write a goddamn $35,000 check.
I was actually lit for her because one thing that I feel like Heavenly and Jackie be doing, they give like a mean girl clique vibe.
Oh yeah.
And it's like y'all too fucking old to be doing that. And it's like Heavenly honestly in that little clip that you just showed, she sounds obsessed with Phaedra. She sounds like, do you think that you're not as good as Phaedra because she was on Housewives of Atlanta and you on Married to Medicine? Because I don't understand why they think that.
Because they're doctors. That's why they feel like that.
They gotta keep trying to bring her down. I'm like, what? Yeah. So when Phaedra said bitches like y'all, I low-key was like, yeah. You know, hell yeah.
I thought she was talking about nasty bitches. That's what I thought. Like, cause Quiet just told her in the car, like, have all of your details in order because they're gonna try and discredit you. They say all you do is what she said, talk shit and swallow spit.
You ain't answer no text messages. You ain't been answering no phone calls, bitch. I'm gonna need you to have the minutes ready. That's what
that's what I was thinking that she was talking about. Just like, you know, y'all bitches that's seeking around looking for something to try and discredit. But later on, I don't know, she probably was talking about them not being on the same page as her ass by the end of the episode. She said something that made me be like, I don't know, Phaedra.
I don't know. I feel
maybe
like
they felt that way.
I feel like they put Phaedra on a pedestal when they first brought her on this show, and then they realized she wasn't gonna work for the check like they thought she was. Because essentially, like, Candy bullshit aside, I just think when it comes to being on reality shows, she never gives. You know, you got your pre-rehearsed lines and shit, but you never give anything of your personal life. You are always very controlled in scenes, and that's great and everything, but that's not always entertaining. So for them, I feel like they felt like she wasn't given on the show, as well as not given when it came to this, you know, Med Gala.
And that's part of that, I feel, is their fault. Y'all the ones that set their expectation and was praising her when she first came on, and now she don't deliver. You want to be mad. That's on you. Y'all put her up there.
I agree. She's an attorney, but when was the last time y'all saw Phaedra practice for real? Like, Phaedra hasn't really practiced law since Bobby Brown was going to jail.
That's all they keep mentioning is Bobby Brown.
It's been a minute. So for me, I'm more inclined to believe
Does
that
she own a morgue? Does she own a morgue?
yes,
Or was that just for the
Or
TV?
funeral
morgue.
home or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
Willie Watkins. Somebody
Yeah.
comments earlier
Okay,
about
so she got it.
go be down to Willie Watkins.
She very rich then.
Oh yeah, running a funeral home. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. You probably do make
Uh-huh.
a lot of money through that because people always dying, child. Especially after the pandemic and all of that. Oh, she probably racked up
She's
during
very
that
rich.
time.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
in law, it's a lot of different things that you can get your hands into
Right. Like just
behind the scenes. Like,
paperwork and all of that type of
yeah, she could
Yeah.
pull up and be a witness or sign off when it comes to somebody selling a damn $1 million house and get a check.
Look,
So
don't get me wrong. I think she had money. I just feel like she one of them people that will act like they gonna do something and then be like, man, I ain't doing that shit once they get on their own. Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, you didn't answer none of them text messages and stuff that lady said that she sent you. You admitted that you opened your phone
didn't
and
answer
sent me 3
nothing.
text messages.
We
So
gonna get it. We gonna get it. I'm like, now,
Ooh.
Phaedra, you sure you want to do 100K?
that
She
conversation,
said, even if I gotta come out my pocket. I'm like, okay.
her conversation with
She
Letitia
did.
annoyed me too. I also feel like that's what they respond. I think Heavenly and them are responding to watching her go behind their back and talk shit about them to, especially Heavenly, talking
I
shit
love
to
it.
Tessa and talking shit to Letitia. What she said, she go to the church, the church of
Hell
hell.
First Baptist.
Hilarious.
Girl,
Absolutely. Front
girl.
row.
I just I don't dislike Heavenly, but she does get on my nerves when she can do things, but nobody else can do it. No, you have talked shit about your own friend. You've talked shit about Quad. You've talked shit about your own cast members. But then as soon as Miss Phaedra or somebody else do it, you use that YouTube channel. And you know what else I find interesting is that the way she be coming at folks, nobody has the outrage on social media the same way they would when Candace would put a simple tweet out. And everybody's up in arms, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God,
Oh,
Candace, you put up
wait a
some
minute.
characters.
You know why?
What?
Because ain't that many people watching.
And there's that.
More people
And
will watch.
that's why she's fighting for the more people. Gotcha.
And that's why they praised Phaedra when she first came. They low-key wanted her to save the show.
But I don't think the show was in the dumps like that to be saved. I thought
When
it
I
was in a
say
good
save the show,
place.
I think they thought she was gonna make it bigger than what it was. I think they were giving her a lot of clout. And now all of a sudden it's just like, nah, you not doing shit. We them bitches. And it's just like, girl.
Maybe I wonder if Dr. Cheyenne would have been a good option.
Who's Dr. Cheyenne?
Bryant, Miss what they calling her?
Cam Newton lady that sits and chats with the
she would have been great.
With all of the niggas about how she's had all of these relationships with perfect men. But
she was on Basketball Wives.
I heard about that. I didn't
What?
see it. I heard about it. Yeah.
She was approached?
Who she was arguing with Brooke.
She was
huh?
on the show. Yeah, she got into it with Brooke. She was
Oh.
friends with Jackie, I think.
Yeah, I saw that clip actually.
That was literally right before she started popping up on all of them shows. She set her shit up nice. I was literally watching a Jessie Woo and Little Black Book talk about
Saved that
her
to watch it.
her and Jamal Bryant. And I want to watch the whole Jamal Bryant one, but they were talking
They
about how
sedate.
toxic she is.
They sedate.
No, they did they did another sit down. She did another podcast talking to this nigga. I
Gothic?
gotta go watch it.
Toxic.
Oh, I was like, whoa, Gothic. God damn. Toxic. Gotcha. Okay.
But she,
That's
oh yeah,
interesting.
they said she was on Teen Mom as well. And you can't trust no doctors that be on MTV reality shows. I'm gonna just tell y'all that right now. I learned from back in the Bad Girls Club days. You can't trust nobody they bring on with a wig talk about doctor. You remember
That was my dream job. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a therapist for reality TV.
Girl, you just stressed yourself out. But Cheyenne, I don't look, they questioning everything about her now. And I talked about it when I first started, like, analyzing her interviews, how she puts her father on a pedestal, even though her daddy sold drugs to her mama. Like,
sold. They wasn't free.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, whatever, you got a daddy that's a drug dealer and a mama that's an addict, you giving her the drugs, and taking pussy, I'm sure. So yeah, probably selling. But it's just It was a lot of things to talk about. I'm gonna have to go watch that interview and come back to y'all with that. But anyways, let's move on. We're done with Married to Medicine. Let's take a quick little break, and then I feel like we only gonna do one blog topic tonight because we still have to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Oh,
and
are we talking about
Twitch? We're gonna talk about Twitch.
Mel. That's what I was talking about.
What else? What you want to talk
about? People trying to say she may have quit.
Mel?
Yeah.
That's what they've been saying. Video. But I don't know if she's actually like said I quit. I know she took them out of her bio. And that doesn't surprise me.
They said she unfollowed Carlos or she unfollowed the show. I can't remember.
Carlos.
She might have unfollowed Carlos.
Wow.
I mean, well, we might as well just go ahead and get into it. So Love and Marriage Huntsville, people. This past episode, the main thing that we come to find out is that Chris Fletcher done set Trisha up with Martell back whenever they fucked. Mel said that lady fucked my husband in my house, but she got an attitude with me. Okay. And then we also had Destiny with her dad trying to, basically, I feel like make us pay attention to her past so we won't pay attention to the fact that we still not getting anything from her current life. So there's that. And then Martell and Tisha and Marceau, and how Marceau made Tisha sit there while Martell read her the fuck down about being slow and a dumb wife and all those things. It was a lot going on. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. Martell only ate Tisha up. Marceau does not protect Tisha. I don't know why she keeps calling him a protector. He's not a protector. A protector would have bat the shit out of Martell in his mouth a long time ago for the way he talks to you and the way he runs up on you. Because Martell, if y'all know, he will run in your face and be screaming and all of that in your face. He did that shit to Nell. And Chris was just standing there. Honestly, I think that I get it. Y'all don't want to get into fights with him, but at some point, somebody's going to have to chest up to him. Marceau standing up and chesting up to Martell and Martell running away. That was cute and everything, but I would have loved for you to do that when he was talking crazy to Tisha, especially when y'all was at that field day and, you just kind of sat there while he was screaming in Letitia's face and calling her a hoe in college and all of this type of shit. I know you were saying things, but to me, sometimes niggas like Martell, they need the chest up. Like, they need you to stand up in their face and be like, nigga, this can go there. Like, I know you
more than that, apparently, because they did that in front of Madani.
Yeah,
that one for Tisha.
Yeah, that was about Tisha, right? That was about Wanda.
Yeah, it was in Mel, right?
Yeah, but Mel wasn't even out there when that happened. That was Marceau, Maurice, and Martell arguing with each other, but it wasn't about Tisha. I can't remember what they were actually arguing about at the time. But I either even in a car. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Martell should have got his ass whooped though.
Yeah, that tight ass.
He was so disrespectful to her face, and I really don't. Okay. Let me ask y'all this. I couldn't quite understand why Marceau made Tisha sit there. Besides the fact that maybe he wanted to hear what Martell was going to say, he wanted to see Tisha's reaction.
No, I think he did it to piss Martell off. Having his wife there is like you don't have a wife, but I have a wife and I control my wife. So that's why it was all of that. You wish you had a wife. You wish you had one like me. That's why, because it was meant to make Martell. Yeah. Sometimes it's the obvious is the easiest. These niggas is not that deep.
I do feel like. Oh, go ahead, Necey.
The last thing I was gonna say about that, I don't think that Martell has anything additional on Marceau that he wants to spray. I think he's just talking.
I do think that Marceau waited all his life to let Martell know that I'm simply better than you in every aspect of your life. The only aspect you're not better than him at, in my personal opinion, is fatherhood. And you don't even know shit about when the hell your son's supposed to be taking graduation pictures and stuff. So I don't know about that aspect. I don't give a damn about everybody going up for Marceau because he's going against Martell. I don't care for neither one of them niggas, honestly. And I feel like he about as fake as the rest of them, okay? So I feel like he waited out his life. I do believe at one point he was heavily jealous of Mel and Martell. Hell, if it weren't for Martell, your ass wouldn't be having some of the shit that you do got. But Martell, I will say that you made it easy for him to drag your ass because a lot of what you got going on is your fault. Okay. But I do feel like Marcel waited all his life to let him know I'm simply better than you. This, that, and the other. I did agree with Martell though. Like your wife shouldn't have to sit here in this conversation when us two men are talking. Like, why you got your wife sitting right here?
Agreed.
So I definitely agree with that, especially for him to sit there and insult that fucking woman and you ain't even try to like do nothing, but you're more focused about some damn you're more focused about some yeah, I'm socking it to you. I still got my lady. Do you got her? Because let the word tell you, you motherfuckers is separated. But y'all don't want us to know that because y'all don't want to get no tea about that. But Carlos want to sit his ass on his platform and he want to sit up there and talk about Robin Dixon withholding information, but you ain't even giving everybody your storyline on your own damn show. Too busy trying to greenlit a whole nother one. But anyway, these folks.
Listen,
It's a
you ain't
mess.
never lie. We've been talking about that for the longest, about how Carlos basically let them not showcase their lives and make the focus all on Mel and Martell for the most part. Any storyline that doesn't make them look bad, like basically, and the shit is just annoying and it's ran its course to the point that we don't even really care. To the point where nobody cares what's going on with Marceau and Tisha. If he is cheating, we don't even care at this point. We would have cared when Kiki tried to out it at that table. That was the last time we was gonna give a fuck about
that was.
Bondy, when you say that, that makes me think about Destiny. When Destiny sat up there and she started bringing the stuff about her dad, and people was like, "Oh no, you should have brought this to us when we was trying to sympathize with you a long time ago. It's too late."
It is.
Similar.
It is too late. It is too late, especially because I feel like you're doing it so you can get away with not sharing other things about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
She could at least directly address her relationship with Fletcher and Nell's son. What's his name?
Lance.
It's not fully addressed.
What is being addressed is that he's building shelves in a storage unit, bitch.
That was crazy. It's so small. I'm like,
you have to go outside to have a conversation. It was so small in there. I was just like, why?
Wait, what you mean?
Her storage space, her little storage space that she's, boxing all of her Madani products in, all of her big dick energy products in. We saw him this episode going there to put shelves up inside that little bitty ass storage unit. And then the women, Tisha, Kimmy, and her had to go outside to have a conversation because it was so small in there.
Yeah.
Then, I'm glad I said that shit. The way she looked about Moses, she called the federale hood on Moses, y'all. I don't care what nobody's talking about. He called the federale.
I hate that he had to go like that. This is the reason.
And Lyric was watching it. I said, babe, she did that shit. He was like, nah, babe, she's just saying that because she happy about it. I was like, nah, watch this shit. I played it for him. He was like, yeah, it kind of looked like she was like, like, yeah, I know. It was just a nod, like a smile and a nod. Like, yeah, I already knew that shit. And I know because I did it.
And there it is. I've been waiting for it.
I
had a question for y'all though. Have y'all noticed? To me, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I can empathize with Mel and see her point of view on a lot of things, I feel like she's been looking crazy this season. And for me, I believe that that's confirmation that she's leaving the show. Number one, the sit down with Kimmy a couple episodes back about her kind of trolling when it comes to the drunk driving situation. It made her look crazy, and then her say that I don't feel like I need to explain that to you. It was just weird. It was it was so unlike Mel to me to say with her chest why she addressed Maurice the way that she did. So not only that, now we got the episode with Trish coming up where they're gonna address her as well. And I don't know. The scenes just haven't been favorable, and I don't feel like she has a lot of scenes like that. So to see them back to back over a couple of episodes is giving somebody mad, and she probably leaving.
To me, it's giving vengeance is mine, said the Lord.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Damn.
Vengeance. That
do
to
you
me,
feel like she said it with her chest though? When she sat down in front of Kimmy, I don't feel like she said it with her chest.
I think Kimmy might be the only person that she tries to tread lightly with. But when it came to Letitia, she said what she had to say. When it came to Chris,
Yeah,
she
that's
basically
true.
said what she had to say with him. When it came to Maurice, she said what she had to say with him. I think there is a fondness of Kimmy.
Yes.
Her want to not hurt her or you know what I'm saying? Also, I feel like she feels sorry for Kimmy because I think we all know Kimmy is at the house struggling, going through sicknesses in her body and dealing with Maurice, who seems to act like a teenager whenever he feels like it. So I think she feels bad for Kimmy and she tread light with Kimmy. But everybody else has been getting the
That's the
same
other thing I thought about.
energy.
I mean, I don't know. I can see it both ways. Even whenever she said that Nell wasn't her mentor, even though she introduced, I mean, come on, it's semantics. When she introduced Nell as her mentor, I took it as that was your friend. She was just an older lady.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden it's like she not your mentor. I was just like, I don't know.
She gave
I
her
don't like
bad
that.
advice. I
Yeah.
think before I knew you were giving me bad advice, I had more respect for what you were doing for me. But now that I understand that your advice was bad advice, I don't respect you in the same way anymore. I don't know if that's ever happened to y'all, but like to me, it's something that happens with older women sometimes where you grew up respecting them for their point of view. But then when you get to a certain age, you start to realize that their mindset is not where it should be. Yeah. And I think that another thing is that Nell has done these things that have shown her to be real immature, like acting a fucking fool over that name tag. Mel may not always respond to things, but she clock them. And I think that it's just like over time, it's like I'm gonna give you some rope, but you're gonna hang yourself with it anyway. Because when she clocked that Nell didn't tell her about the Trisha and Chris shit, she clocked that shit in that conversation with Kimmy.
With
She was
Kimmy,
like,
the way
"Oh."
she smiled.
She was like, "Oh, she didn't tell me that." Okay.
Mm.
Because that's gonna solidify I don't have to fuck with you no more. Because I think she already don't want to fuck with Nell no more. Because she's recognized how much Nell wants to be on this show. Also, Nell's personality is really bothersome to me for a woman her age. Like she act like a teenager sometimes to
She
me.
want to be young, girl.
Yeah.
Thank you for clocking it. Because that's okay. I said it in my Discord, and it was such a small thing, but I was just saying it. Her wanting to wear a white dress to the marriage, the vow renewal thing. For some reason I clocked that as like an immaturity thing. Like you wishing you were still young and a virgin or some shit when you were doing this versus like Jackie Christie used to wear black and different colors every time they renewed vows, a different gown. I even like when I see like when Jamal Bryant and that lady got married, she wasn't wearing white, but her dress was huge and beautiful.
Like, yeah.
Like to me, I like when the older women kind of try to do something different.
I don't know. I know she had two different dresses. I can't remember what her first one was. Jamal Bryant's lady.
Yeah, I don't remember what
Carrie, Miss Carrie.
Two different looks, and I think both of them were like either pink or just not like a whole white dress. And I was just like, "You gonna wear white, Miss Nell?"
Yeah, she had on. I don't think this is white. It looks white because of the photo, but I don't know. It looks like it's like an off-white kind of color, like kind of what I had. I think that's what it was. It wasn't white.
But this is what that reflected to me. Nell is trying. That's what that reflected to me.
The blonde wigs.
Yeah, the blonde wigs. Talk about it.
I mean, even when they talk about age and it ain't even nothing shady, she be triggered. Like what?
She be triggered.
Like, you want to be a mentor, but then you don't want somebody to say you the oldest one here. Like what?
Yep.
Hide. Damn it.
Like your son is dating somebody in the group. Come on, read the room.
Hello.
I think Ariana might come on the show.
I think so too. And that's probably why
Quit
Mel
playing.
I think that I do. I think that because I feel like they had to give Mel bad edits, in my opinion. Even though, granted, keep in mind, this is Carlos's show. Yes, Mel, was very instrumental. It was her show, but she don't make decisions like Mariah. He could do what the hell he want to do. So I feel like out of respect for her, they never had Ariane on. Right. And I think that a lot of times they may have given her possibly good edits in comparison to what some of the cast members may say. Right. Now we're seeing a lot of bad edits or a lot of people complaining and feeling like, they feel different about Mel. I feel like they're doing that intentionally in order for her to feel away and be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and get the hell up off the table. And then they can roll in the new person. But I can definitely see this being her final season.
Honestly, I think at some point she should, yes.
When Ariane comes on, that's when the show's gonna go to shit.
I think people gonna tune in for a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to like.
It's not enough pull. She not enough pull by herself, and she not because all she talk about y'all needed me. Nobody needed you, bitch. You could have been anybody, bitch. You could have been anybody, and it would have been the same situation. This man cheated on his wife. You being ignorant and loud and thinking you so fucking cute and young when you've aged badly in this situation. Like you've aged badly in this situation. He ain't married you. He hasn't actually said that he go with you like that. Even if he is trying to get you on the show, he looked for other people to present as his woman before you, even though he was still fucking you the whole time. Then that interview that they did, I'm sorry, but he fucked that girl. And I think that's what he was talking about when he kept saying on these scenes with Marceau, I fucked her first. To me, you fucked that girl with Marceau.
What girl? Aria?
No, the one he interviewed.
The one he interviewed.
Oh,
but I think they fucked Ariane too. I think the other men fucked Ariane too. I do. And that's why Martell stopped bringing her around. Because at some point she was like, oh, you stopped bringing me around. He was like, yeah, because we got too serious.
I think that they didn't fuck her. But I think that the guys may have known a lot about how they operate. That when she started being around more, they probably was like, hey, so you going to let me? And that could be why he stopped bringing her around.
I mean, but
because
Marceau
the guys know that could have been next.
Marceau called her a pass around, which made me feel like
he did.
He did. He said, I wouldn't leave my wife for a pass around side chick. And to me, that solidified that y'all shared her. Because why else would you call her?
The things we done did together. I was like, what the fuck? Why do you keep saying that?
Because they have ran trains on girls together. That's why.
That is, I'm sorry. I just didn't know that grown ass men. Like, I don't know. I just never think about grown ass men doing it. Like Passport Bros. Yeah. In college.
Like, I've known people have done shit like that in college. But like grown, no.
Like 50-year-old.
You go fuck a bitch in your own.
Yeah. I mean, these people ain't 50 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they was in their 30s and 20s and stuff. So it's like I feel like for me, a lot of the younger folks, they had to get it from somewhere when they was watching these damn Ornos.
And these men, what we learned is the older men give the younger men bad advice. Would it Mel? That's all Mel wanted to bring to the forefront in that conversation with Chris is that Marcel said that y'all was just telling him to get an NDA and make sure the girl has something to lose. And when he said no, that sounded like something Marisa Marceau would do. I said, now you throwing them niggas under the bus.
I was thinking the same thing. I said, damn, why they catch a stray? I also didn't know that the time that they Nell and Fletcher almost got a divorce was when he was in his 20s. For whatever reason, I don't think it was. Because I was always under the impression that it was not too long ago, maybe 10 years or less from when we first was introduced to them.
Yes, I was thinking about 10 years, but definitely not in his 20s. No, nigga, because you was married to. When did you divorce from the other lady? Because you was married before you got with Nell. I need the timeline.
It was very recent. It had to be between 10 and 15, halfway through their marriage, at least. Like, I'm with y'all on that 10. I thought it was sooner too. Because I thought he married the other wife when he was younger, like in his early 20s, I thought.
and Nell might have came late 20s, early 30s or something like that, which is usually how that shit go. People usually be married if they get married twice in their age range. Like my people and a lot of other people, you was married to somebody in your 20s. By the time you in your late 20s going into your 30s, that's your second marriage. Okay. So yeah. He said 20 years ago, his 30s. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You know why I don't believe that? Because I feel like first of all, the whole thing with the conversation on the phone with Trisha. I mean, on Martell and giving him Trisha's last name, and I didn't know her first name, but I knew her last name. You tried to make that shit seem like it was so casual. But to me, when Nell said, "Is that something y'all do often?" That was the right line of questioning. And Nell backed up off of it. And he threw in her face that she says that Martell is fine or this one is fine. She could say somebody fine. That's not the same thing as y'all fucking women and shopping for women together. And doing
he was derailing.
Yeah. That shit reminded me of, I said this before, the way like R. Kelly and all of them, and I'm just saying men think the same way, even if they're not always being outright predators. They are still thinking in a way like, I'm going to have my homeboys shop for coochie for me. You see somebody out there you think I might like, bring them to me. That's weird for grown, like regular people to be doing to me. I don't know. Is it just me? Yeah, you think
it's weird that he was married and they was doing that.
And that's what I mean. That they're married and doing that. Not necessarily, because if they were single, this wouldn't even be a fucking conversation. But the fact that y'all have like a secret brotherhood of cheating on
bitches.
Yes, that's exactly
that shit is so sick.
And so then that brings me to the reason why a lot of people don't like Mel. This idea that Mel was just always trying to project and just, oh, my shit got fucked up, so I want everybody's shit to be fucked up. I'm like, I don't think it was ever that simple. I think Martell feels that way. It's very obvious.
Right.
I think Mel was more so, stop talking to me and acting like the shit not happening to you too. Because Tisha was right out saying, I've never experienced that in my marriage. And Kimmy was over there acting like that wasn't happening with her. But once y'all got married and that picture came out of that nigga in Atlanta, you was talking about anything that happened before the marriage don't count. So obviously people was doing shit and y'all was just hiding it because y'all didn't want them to go through what Martell went through, because Martell got his ass ate up.
Yep. They didn't want the public on their ass either.
No, but they was on them anyway, to the point that now I don't even know what to think about Marceau and his stance recently. Like, I don't know what to think about it, because it come off like you now making sense and shit, but it also feels like you always knew these things. And that's another thing, y'all. When we want to talk about niggas knowing what they doing, Martell saying that that's why we want dumb wives, because they gonna stay. To me, that mean you know exactly what you was trying to do to Mel. Like, you knew exactly what you was trying to do to that lady. And then that even drives home even more so the way he was talking to Ariane about her and hyping Ariane up to be mad at Mel about shit. I said it the first season on Twitter that I felt like he was jealous of her. And now I feel like, yeah, nigga, for real. You really was jealous of that lady.
You wanted a wife that was going to be malleable, and that's what Ariane is.
Yes, malleable, but not presentable enough. So he view her like she a mistake, like she's something he need to get away from, like he was saying in that fucking that therapy session. And honestly, I felt like he was just saying whatever he thought the therapist wanted to hear because he want to fuck the therapist. That's what I perceive. You know, when a nigga just sitting there and they talking to you and they looking at you with their head kind of cocked to the side, like this fake genuine shit. I was just kind of like, yeah, I
was wondering if the therapist was clocking him. Does she clock? Does she sit in front of a narcissist?
Yeah, I think she did. Because she was saying at times, she was like, yeah, I was just about to say, like, you're making excuses. Like, but are you clocking that he probably wants to fuck you? I hope so, because it was very obvious to me. Like, it was very obvious. But speaking of like bad marriages and shit, I did want to talk about Cardi B and Offset right quick, just because we just like that's literally a segue into this shit. So y'all know that they always online arguing, and for the most part, I don't never pay attention to this shit.
Are they back together?
No,
No.
I'm posting this because it's about them. It's both of them. She was online going off about him, and some of the things she said, I felt like was so like fucked up. And I'm like, it's crazy how you be trying to tell women. Because I feel like, we told Cardi, bitch, don't be out here fighting over no nigga. And she was like, yeah, I'm fighting over dick too and all of that shit. Talking about, I'm going to fight over my husband. And now, listen to this shit.
The enemy in my bed all along. I wasn't only competing with these bitches. I was competing with my nigga. And I didn't even fucking know. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know what? That's fine. Because a motherfucker will never get a bitch like me. Now, he don't got to worry about that. Because you will never fuck with a bitch on this status. Now that's why niggas got to fuck bitches that are below me, that are beneath me. They got to embarrass me publicly because they were competing with me. They couldn't take me.
She said he didn't get their kids no Christmas presents.
Damn.
Which makes sense because remember when he did the photo shoot with his other kids, but not with their kids together?
Yep.
That was a huge sign that he was trying to piss her off.
Yep.
And then on top of that, she also said him and his mom stole shit from her. So
wow.
It's a
like
it's a
what?
She said clothes and money. Let me see if I can find that other clip. Cause it was so many of them, Lord.
That's crazy work.
But I definitely feel like he had been competing with her. It almost seemed like he kept getting her pregnant so that she wouldn't be able to work on her music.
My question is, when it comes to the mom, are you blaming the mom like she really did that? Or could it have been that Offset told her, oh, Cardi said she don't want this shit, you can have it?
I don't
Because
know.
he could have did some shit like that too. Now, I don't know what kind of relationship she and Cardi got because I feel like, call her. Hey, Offset said you didn't want this. I feel like that would have been simple.
Hold up, y'all. Let me see.
I be trying to hurry up and get a girl her shit. God damn.
Tomorrow, every single day. My mouth could literally do shit to. You know what I noticed? Every single time that a motherfucker did something publicly to embarrass me, I noticed that they did that on purpose. Because a motherfucker thought that he was gonna ruin my year and have me fucked up like they had me fucked up last year. But I'm so strong. I'm so fucking strong and it doesn't affect me anymore that even after you try to ruin me by being spiteful towards me and my kids, I still got my ass up and went to fucking work. Your fucking little games that you do for spite, that shit doesn't bother me no more, bitch ass nigga. What hurts me though is when motherfuckers trying to be spiteful towards my kids. That should really be fucking pissing me the fuck off. Do shit to you want to talk about, oh, you haven't accepted the divorce because you're not gonna agree on my terms because you just want to see the kids. You want to see the kids. You just call your daughter for the first time yesterday, your newborn. You love your kids so much and you bought them shit for Christmas. But you came to New York to buy your other kids gifts. But you ain't bought my kids shit on purpose to spite me. Mind you, we was cool. We wasn't fucking, but we was cool.
Trying to see if any of it has that clip.
So you stop fucking playing with me.
That clip of her talking about the mama and him.
Ask a mother what's today's date? Today's the 14th. Ask motherfuckers where the Christmas gifts at.
She mad about them fuckers.
I could really ruin people. And then motherfuckers want to do shit to, you know what I noticed? Every single time that a motherfucker did something public whole entire fucking life.
Maybe it's in this clip.
Today, tomorrow, every single day. My mouth could literally ruin people's lives. But you know what? I just know that God will handle them. They're just not handling these people as fast as I want them to. By the way, do you guys know that my kids didn't receive no Christmas gifts from somebody in particular? Motherfuckers want to make it seem on social media like I was keeping my kids away from them. Like to make movies on social media, but purposely fly to New York to buy their kids gifts. And guess how many gifts did they buy my kids? Zero. Zero. I could really ruin people's whole entire fucking life. Today, tomorrow, every single day. My mouth could literally publicly to embarrass me. I noticed that they did that on purpose.
Because I feel like we listened to this clip already. But it's saying in the caption, he robbed her with his mom and didn't get their Christmas gifts. I bet you any money that mean when she was in the hospital or something, she came home and found shit missing. Remember she was in the hospital for a minute?
Yep.
I bet you any money she was in the hospital, came back home and found her shit was trifled with. That's sad. It's sad. You know, I know a lot of people talking shit about her because they like, bitch, go make some music. And I think she probably is making music. I just think that she spent a lot of time talking online about her life as a way of being. I think she got to get a therapist. She gonna get a therapist and she's still gonna be online. She's gonna be online telling y'all what the fuck the therapist said. Like, that's just the way she is. She been like that since before Love and Hip Hop. She was always online telling y'all about her life. That's why they got video of her getting beat up and shit from like years ago on the internet, because she was just always running her shit. I think we all felt like at some point she would age out of this, but she still, gets on Twitter and runs it about whatever is going on with her. And I'ma just say, like, I don't listen all the time because that shit is exhausting. But bitch, I was glued in listening to this shit today. I was just like, girl, what happened? What he did? That's raggedy. How you not gonna get the kids no Christmas gifts? Oh, I remember when he ain't had them kids in that photo shoot. That nigga ain't shit. Like, yeah, I was getting wrapped up in it with her. I absolutely was. I'm like, yeah, that nigga did all the shit you said he did.
That's fucked up. Don't want to do right by her, but don't want to let her go. Like, come on, sir.
Storm Monroe reported his mom stole 5 to 10 million. Oh my God.
Wow.
Girl, you better sue her.
Right.
Like you sue fucking Tasha. Shit.
Hope your ass ain't had no joint account with that nigga name on it.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah, and part of it he took, like Martell took that money from Mel.
Yup.
So I hope you had no joint account with like that.
It's a thing. Keep your money to yourself, ladies. Get one joint account and then one with just your name on it. Don't be out here being stupid.
That money might be gone. And the judge might be like, oh yeah, oh nah, that's part his, ma'am. Sorry. I hate that for you though. Because you didn't know. I think a lot of times people get in these relationships, they don't be knowing, they think they getting a good person sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, that too, y'all. He got a gambling addiction. We heard about that.
Oh, damn.
She really
should made me think about Takeoff.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Wasn't they playing some type of
they was rolling dice.
Yeah, Offset wasn't there, but they was definitely.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't. Okay.
It was just Quavo and Tape.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Tape.
Damn.
That's messed up.
Yikes. Well, I hope eventually she is able to recalibrate, because I imagine she might still be like hormonal and like going through, post-traumatic, whatever the fuck, all of that shit.
All that post.
All that post shit, all that after shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. So last thing. So we can get out of here. I want to talk about Twitch, y'all, because I feel like I'm gonna be on the wrong side of history with this one and feel like
Don't say the wrong side.
Because that's what I feel like it is, though, girl. I feel like they're making us feel like, they making me feel like I'm on the wrong side of history with this shit, because I feel like, yes, I understand how everybody feel, but I think there are different rules for famous people. I do. I think that in real life, if somebody is not famous, you don't put their business out there. But if they was already somebody that was on social media showing their life, and I need to be able to make money after this nigga unalived himself and left me with 2 children under the age of 10, I'm probably mad. I'm probably trying to make sense of things, and I come out with a book talking about it and talking about what I found in his diary, and how that might have affected his psyche, and that he was coping by using a whole bunch of drugs I didn't know he had in here. But it's okay. I'm just trying to use his story to help somebody, bitch, and get me a little check while I'm doing it. For everybody to take it to this level of to the point where they're like low-key accusing her of having something to do with his passing, I think people are doing too much. I think people doing too much. I think y'all low-key trying to bully the daughter. Like, it's a lot going on, to me. But yeah, that's my take on what y'all thinking about this.
I definitely think people need to get off that daughter's page for sure. I went over to her page the other day, and I think she needs to get off her own page, honestly, because I went over to her page yesterday and people left comments from 4 days ago, and she started responding to those people from 4 days ago. It was like 4 hours. I was like, so they put this up 4 days ago and you responded to them 4 hours? You've already
She
put your video up and stuff. It's like, girl, don't entertain these people. They block them. They shouldn't be on your page. No way. Regardless of how they feel about the situation of whether something's right or wrong. I don't think that she should entertain it. I feel like for me, I just understand everybody's side. I understand the family being frustrated because to them, they're confused as to how this happened. Obviously we know how it happened, but to them, they got one version of him and they're like, it's suspicious. His death is suspicious, not just to the family, but to a lot of people. And then, I mean, that was some new stuff. I understand. I don't think nobody should like accuse her of anything, but I will say when things are put out there about her, it is making people raise their eyebrow like, oh, it was your gun that was used. Oh, why did you go get a defense attorney? And I'm like, yo, what? Ooh, this is a little, what happened? What's going on? And it's crazy because they did sign an NDA and they've been quiet this whole time. Although things are coming out now, yeah, that's because she spoke out, whatever. They're deciding to speak out, but they've been quiet this whole time since the funeral. I didn't even know a fight happened at the funeral. If her daughter, when it came online and said that people were fighting at the funeral, they still didn't talk about that. Like, it's just a lot going on. But I understand everybody's emotions around this situation. I think everybody's feelings are valid. When it comes to journal entries, I do know that he is a celebrity, and I think I would expect that stuff to come out at some point. I do feel like it does seem like it's a bit soon, but I just want to know, when you talk about what's in his journal, right? And ain't no telling when he's wrote these things. This journal may be a journal he's had for 20 years. Who knows, right? I refuse to believe that he'll talk about the deepest parts of him and then also not speak about what has happened in your marriage. Okay, because every marriage ain't perfect, and let one of his friends tell it he was complaining and talked about leaving you. So if that is true and you want to help somebody, I just want to make sure, be fair to him. When you release your information, don't just put the stuff out there about him. Oh, he was SA'd and I found this out or whatever. Then what about the dynamic of your marriage? Because it does seem like you may try to set yourself up to be more perfect. Like you're saying that you want to how the interview was for me, it did sound like she wants to disassociate herself from him to where people know who she is as a person outside of him, right? And I understand that. But then I'm like, girl, we already know you as Twitch's wife. You really ain't even got to touch on too much of nothing of him. And just more so just enter the world as Allison and just, pick up where you left off of, how I'm picking my life up after, an unexpected death, the way that it happened, and how I'm being a mom. Like, I do feel like it's interesting to say you want to disassociate yourself, but then you're using him at the same time to propel you forward. I don't feel like when the family and friends come along to say that, I don't think they're wrong in that when they say that. But then also some part of me feel like it's not wrong for her to tell her damn story, even if it does include him a bit, because she did spend a good amount of her life with this man and he left her with 2 children. So that's why I feel like I understand a bit on both sides. And I don't think that she's completely, perfect in this situation. I don't think the family is completely perfect, so I get it. I mean, I get everybody's side. I mean, it is a bit suspicious though. Like, I understand her having the family sign an NDA when he's alive, but to view somebody's body, like, and then you also condense the damn funeral down to 13 people, even though the family wanted a much bigger funeral. You said no, you didn't want that because you didn't know all them folks. Don't fault you on that, BIT. I'm not even gonna hold you.
For
But
sure.
at the same time, it's a controllable event. So then what would be the purpose of the NDAs to be presented in the first place? And listening to that call, I think she just took advice of what was given to her. Somebody advised her like, hey, you should have them sign this and that. And she went with her best interest because it sounds like it's something they normally do.
So they
she
signed
just,
the NDA after he passed, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm. In
It
order
was
to view his body, in order to
Yeah.
see his body and attend the funeral, you had to sign the NDA. And in the NDA, although it was phrased as though like, oh, well, hey, listen, we don't want anything to be released out there, any photos to be floating around or anything. It was more so put in the aspect of y'all really can't discuss certain things when it comes to him. And that's just what it is. Okay. If you do, you might face certain consequences. Like, don't talk about them.
We also kind of disagreed about him being called the addict, because to me, I feel like saying that somebody has used drugs or they had a whole bunch of drugs doesn't necessarily make it seem like they just out here tweaking. I think there's levels to this shit. And I also feel like it could have been like, oh, I know we did shit from time to time, but what the fuck is all of this? Like, it could have been a situation like that, to where, yeah, I might have known some things, but what I found was still a shock to me in comparison to how I thought he got down. You know what I'm saying? With the
I wonder
smoke.
if she has more context though, in order to call him an addict. Like, I don't know. That's the thing that makes me curious. Like, was there things leading up to his death where she felt like something was off?
I think that's a great question.
Remember, I told you I think he might have stopped using everything, because people think that, oh, here's the thing. When she said he was an addict, I don't think she was saying he was an addict to say, oh, he OD'd or he was doing drugs when he died. No, she was saying that in his life or in a time frame before his death, he might have been doing weed or shrooms or whatever else he had, but that did not mean he was doing the drugs to the point where y'all are trying to make it seem like, oh, he's an addict. So that means he must have been doing drugs to the day he died. I believe that if he was like a regular user, like, recreational user, and he decided to stop using, which is why there would be nothing in his system, it could have caused the imbalance in his hormones. And that could have been what also kind of caused him to want to unalive himself, because sometimes when you get off drugs after being on them consistently for a while, it'll fuck your head up and you'll kind of plummet into a depression when you don't have the things that normally help you cope.
And that keep you high.
Yes. And that's what she was saying about the drugs. Like, it wasn't to showcase him as some drug addict. It was to show that he was coping with something. Yes. To me, that was the point of mentioning that. Not to make him look like he was out here tweaking. But when it came to, oh, she moved on, she in a new relationship. It's been how many years? 2 years? That's enough.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
That's enough.
The comment that I wanted to make on this was a lot. It reminds me a lot of the stories I see online where people are like, Black women, this is not our fight. He chose that white woman. And the thing about it is, like, it's two different ends. It's like, so often I see people say, I don't give a fuck if you date white women. For me personally, I really don't give a fuck. I just don't want you disrespecting Black women. And also, when it comes to Twitch specifically, I don't think he's had any public situations where he's disrespected Black women. So to me, it's just like, if this was a situation where she had done something wrong, I feel like people are able to vocalize that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like I more so feel this way because y'all know about the situation that boy I went to high school with, that was with the white girl that killed him. And the topic online was always, well, he chose that white woman. And he did have tweets talking about black women in the past when he was 15 or whatever. But overall, I think it's just like, let's just choose a lane. If we don't give a fuck, we don't give a fuck. But I still think that those lives are to be protected in some way. Now, whether you see it as her keeping his thing secret, then that's one thing. If not, it is what it is. But overall, I think that that's something that people should, be free to speak on if they want to, if that person needs to be protected, especially when it comes to his family and friends.
Okay, and this is another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry, but in my world, if anybody gets to tell a story about that nigga, it's me. Like, I'm the wife. I'm the one who's here every day. I'm the one that takes care of him. Like, it's me. It's going to be me. Like, it's not going to be anybody outside of me that's going to get first rights on anything having to do with my dead husband. Like, that's wow to me that y'all are now acting like she's not the wife as it pertains to, oh, she shouldn't have done this, or like, you're the wife. Like, you literally,
I agree when it comes to that.
Like, I don't get what y'all think the family that he obviously didn't really fuck with like that is supposed to have first say over her. Like, I don't think that's how that goes to me.
I agree. I think she should have a right to talk about things. I think my issue is when you say in the interview that he was dealing with things or whatever the case was, he put things in his personal journal that he didn't want anyone to know about, including you. That's when I do feel like, in my opinion, you kind of cross the boundaries, like with exposing that information that you didn't even know. And then now you're using his story to help other people. You don't even know if that's what he wants.
The comment from Julian.
And he should have deleted it. He should have got rid of it then.
But who's thinking about that when they about to clap themselves? Like, think about this now. Like, when somebody's about to clap, he ain't even think about his kids. That's the biggest thing for me. You ain't even think about your children to be thinking about a journal.
When you have suicidal ideations, you think about that shit all the time before you do it. You very much think and plan before you actually go through with doing something like that a lot of the time.
But see, I like that you said that, actually, because if he was aware and he left it behind, maybe he left it behind for her to get better understanding of him and not for nobody else. You see,
that's a possibility, but it's not up to him once he didn't specify or say anything. Once you've gone and it's left in their house, that everything in that house belongs to her. Now it belongs.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Whatever she wants to, and he should have made a decision differently if he didn't want her to use that to her advantage, because that's what she did. She used what happened to him to her advantage. But I also feel like, and I'm not saying everybody plans everything out, y'all. I'm not saying everybody. I am saying that when a person has suicidal ideations, you absolutely think about how it's going to be when you leave. You think about those things, like, what's this gonna look like? Because I've joked with my friend about how, girl, if the text messages ever come out, like, if I'm
stop
and the fucking and let the DMs get released, child.
With him having the suicide, let's say he did have suicidal ideations. My question now becomes also, was that also put in the journal? Today I thought about X, Y, and Z, right? So then are you also going to share that part?
And we don't know yet, because the whole
which could be helpful to other people to see where his mind was.
That's another thing, y'all. We've only seen interviews. Nobody has read this book yet in its entirety in order to know exactly what part she used and how it was said and all of that type of stuff, because it might be not as graphic or as as people suppose that it is, but either way, I still feel like if you value that somebody is somebody's wife for 15 years and all of that shit, then value the fact that whatever decisions they make is really up to them, whether you agree with it or not. And I do understand everybody questioning things, but the thing that happens in my mind sometimes, and I'm not underestimating nobody. That's wild that you would think that. I'm not underestimating her. I've actually said she could be this narcissistic, crazy bitch that y'all talking about. But I'm just saying, when the family came out talking that shit, they weren't providing anything other than her doing these interviews and coming out with a book and making the family sign an NDA.
People didn't even act the ass like this when Robin came out with her book about Whitney Houston. That wasn't even married.
Girl, I
No,
didn't
'cause it
even
was
know
her
that lady
life.
came out with a book.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
you know, remember she
crazy.
came. That's when everybody was like, okay, it's like the book is literally called My Life with Whitney Houston, and she talks about Whitney Houston being a whole lesbian, even though people had speculated it was never cemented anywhere until she put it in that book,
Until she
and
put it in there.
people didn't even act the ass about that. They didn't. I'm sure people disagree, but it wasn't nearly as much chatter as it is about this white lady.
I wonder if that's because people kind of already knew a little bit and she just gave them the validation that they were seeking, which is one thing. And then two, did she also include any personal writings or anything that Whitney had? Because then she's really telling her experience, which is what a lot of people are saying that Allison has a right to do. The only issue they have really is the journals. She's taking entries literally from his journals and putting it in there. And I feel like over time that makes sense, but I just think it's like soon because everybody isn't fully over how he passed away. I also just wanted to validate what Necey said earlier when people like to say he chose her, this is not our fight, black woman, this and that. And I'm like, I agree wholeheartedly with Necey because at the end of the day, we still can have an opinion and we still gonna have opinions regardless of who he chose, how he chose, what she looked like, what she don't look like.
Right.
You know, and I feel like if it was a black woman and this was, I feel like we'll be having the same conversation, honestly.
Exactly. It's like, has he disrespected black women? No. Okay.
No.
Then if this is somebody's life who needs to be, stood up for in some way, then speak on it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Be with who you want to be with. Just don't disrespect your people.
And I don't like the vibe of it that says that black women are supposed to accept all of this bullshit and keep it quiet. And that's why he should have been with one of us because we would have never did this.
Oh, hell no.
But we would,
that's the, like, to me, that's
that is what they're giving.
The insinuation is that black women wouldn't handle it like that. So leave him alone because he chose a white woman that would do those types of things. Black women wouldn't done that. Like that's the vibe they're giving. And to me, I'm like, bitch, you don't know what you would do. Another thing I want y'all to keep in mind when it comes to how we feel about her sharing the journals, but when you have to look at social media, this is not back in the day. Then people were living their lives on social media. I think there's a level of openness that one would have about it, and a comfortability in exploiting their life. That, let's be real, there's already a level of comfortability with exploiting the things that are happening in your personal life for financial gain. And to me, once you've already been living your life like that, to where your marriage and your relationship is a TikTok channel, it low-key is given like, what else was she supposed to do? And this is a TikTok time, like, meaning was she was supposed to wait until everybody forgot about him? Like, people wanted answers. People wanted to know what happened. Why did this happen? Because to me, no matter what anybody says, it's somebody that committed suicide, from what we understand. They said they investigated. They said that he committed suicide. So we're going to go with that. Okay. Unless somebody gives me further information to prove foul play, that's what I'm going with. And that tells me that something was wrong already. So if she comes up with, I read his fucking journals after he died and found out this, and this, and that's probably why he killed himself, then at least that puts okay, now we understand what he must have been going through, bow on it, to me. But
for some people, I think you're right. But I don't think for everybody, because again, like you mentioned, we don't know the excerpts that she's going to really be using to really paint it. I feel like, and this is honestly, this is where I have to be neutral, because again, you left her with this, right? But it's like with her having the journals, and she's going to do this anyway, she can paint whatever picture she wants. Unfortunately, he probably wrote a whole bunch of shit in there about her ass. You know what I'm saying? Could have called her. It could have been all kind of shit in there, but she ain't gonna paint that picture, which I do feel is a bit unfair. But the response to that, and I can't really debate that, is what was unfair was him leaving her the way that he did with them kids. So
you know how mad? Oh my! And to me, the dual feeling of being hurt, also thinking about the fact that my kids are gonna have to think about you leaving us in this way. Like it's like, I don't know. Like, it, to me, that's always a hard thing to kind of grapple with. And I think that's another thing. Wanting to give your kids answers to why this happened. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot to think about, and you can't always handle it the way I think. Because honestly, I view social media sometimes as like vigilantes or large mobs of people that are online hanging people. Like, I'm just saying, like in real time, sometimes it seems like y'all really just gather y'all torches up proverbially and go to try to like just destroy people on the internet because you feel like you're screaming into an abyss instead of at an actual person. And if that lady really didn't have anything to do with that man's death and y'all have been online perpetuating that, I find that cruel under the circumstances. So that's why I, am kind of feeling like I wish y'all wouldn't take it there. Y'all, even if y'all are mad about it, like y'all taking it all the way to that point without any real evidence of it, just based on she a white woman talking about the things that go on inside the household of a black man. Because that's what this, y'all mad about. Like, what goes on in the house stays in the house. Like that's what's really, the thing. But I get it. But to me, nigga gone. Like
another thing I wanted to mention was the stepdaughter. Referring to him as Steven versus dad. For me, I could care less which name is used to me. And I understood as I watched her video why she goes in and out of dad. I think she called him dad sometimes. He allowed her to call Steven, whatever she felt comfortable with, I think worked. But I feel like when she referenced him a lot as Steven, in my opinion, is because of how he left. Because what we learned in that video was that his stepdad also passed away by suicide. So now you've put me back into the same situation that you know all too well. And I feel like she went in and out of it. She was like, my dad. And then she kind of like, she would stop herself. Sometimes she'll say dad. Sometimes she'll say Steven. I said, oh, she's still hurt. That's what that is. That's why she says that. And I think she has a right to be hurt.
I think
understanding that.
On some level, that's what I think a lot of people might be feeling off of them is like anger towards him. And I know, I saw somebody in the comments said that, I wouldn't call him selfish. And I'm like, I get what you're saying, because essentially one's life is their own life. Like how you can call somebody selfish for deciding what to do with their life. But I also feel like once you've married somebody and had kids, you've now put this investment in other people's lives to be there, and taking yourself out. What somebody said after their 9th anniversary when she thought everything was good, like that just seems
mental health.
Yeah, man. It just seems tough. It just seems like a tough situation to be in all the ways around. And I do feel like on some level, the way the family responded kind of made me feel like I kind of see, why they might not be fucking with y'all. Like you recording conversations and all of that to prove that she made y'all sign the NDA when she never said that she didn't. Like she said, yeah, I had y'all.
Yeah, that was the best friend. Everybody been calling him his brother. That's not his brother. That's his best friend, Manny. Manny chose to do that. I don't know why she sat on the phone with Manny and already had an inkling that she was being set up. She said that. She's like, I know I'm probably being set up or something like that. And he goes talking some now whole time he recording this lady. Child.
That's what she said.
He would through it. Like whenever she would try to explain, he would then stop her, like stop the thing and then skip through. And I'm like, you're not even letting her fully get it out. And you could tell you're having this conversation with a point of proving that she's doing something malicious. But at the end of the day, like y'all were all able to go and see his body. That's what the daughter said. People felt like the daughter wasn't saying shit, but that's what she said. She said the NDA was about viewing his body. She did not stop Connie, his mom, from seeing the body. Everybody had the information to go and see the body if they wanted to, but the body was him after he had shot himself. So, it was kind of like nobody really wants to see him like that. They wanted to wait until they got him all cleaned up and everything for the funeral. And then she didn't want people showing pictures. And that's another thing. He might have been somewhat, disfigured looking in his casket. And y'all know niggas really do post their dead family members if they
I've seen it. I think my biggest thing is just it was already everything that an NDA would be used for, based on what she said, even though it's not what all is listed in the NDA. My biggest thing is it was controlled. Both of those things were controlled. So for me, it's like it still does not make sense. And it would make a person, if I'm a family member, in all honesty, putting myself in their shoes, and I'm not understanding. I can't grasp my head around the fact of how they died. Then I'm learning details about, oh, it was your gun. Oh, I'm learning defense attorney, all of this and like all of this shit. Like some ain't adding up. Like I am gonna start looking at you sideways. Like, do you have something to do with it? Is that why you start giving us these NDAs for us to sign? Like, what the fuck is that about? So I am gonna start looking at that person sideways, especially when everything was a controlled environment. If they're going to go see somebody, a coroner will be there. If he's a high profile person, get a security person there. Okay. Make sure these people enter without any cell phone, any of that, to take picture. They can see him. And then the same thing with the funeral. If you're going to condense it to 13 people being at the funeral, like, come on, especially now. I did hear this. I don't know. I can't remember where I heard it from, but they were saying that some of the family members were able to, I guess they let more people in by like a side door. Maybe those were the people that didn't sign the NDA. More people were able to enter into the funeral. But even furthermore, that's reasons why you would want to have security there. I just feel like all of it was controlled.
And then
all of it was controlled.
Another thing that was brought up in that video when he was like, but he made his own mom sign an NDA when he was alive. So why
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I completely understand that. Like, yeah, ain't no telling what all they're gonna be having going on when they alive, all this and that. I get that. I do feel like the stakes change when a person passes away. Okay. I don't want to be restricted to be able to see my child, someone that I have given life to. I understand. And I'm not trying to, and see, this is the thing for me. People acting like the mama trying to overstep boundaries by wanting to see her child. You're putting a piece of paper in her way. I don't want to have to sign that. Granted, if I need to, I will. But at the same time, it's like, why? I'm just trying to get to my child. I want to see my child, because at the end, no matter who you get married to, no matter how many kids you have, no matter what it is, you're always going to be that mother's child. Okay, we see that all the time. So I just feel like I would want to see that.
I'm just saying, but
well, see, I'm not gonna say his mom isn't, because whenever he's talked about her,
I'm not
been
saying
great.
Lady is not a good mom. I'm just saying you never know how people really are, because we do see a lot of famous people's families act funny style a little bit and do certain things sometimes that may not be in line with, like it just may not always be on the up and up. And Jami, I understand what you're talking about, and I would feel the same way about my mama, but at the same time, I don't know Twitch mama. And if Twitch already made his mama sign the NDA when he was alive, I have to wonder what you didn't trust. You didn't trust her on some level. That's all that says to me. Whether you alive or dead, is that on some level he did not trust her to not put shit out there. So that means in his death, as his wife, I'm gonna feel like, well, shit, if he ain't trust her, then I don't trust her neither. So maybe she find one too.
I don't think it's about trust. Honestly, I do think it's about advisement. Ultimately, I think a lot of people may move in a way that their attorneys say. It's not that you don't trust these people, but you always want to make sure. Just like she said, I just went off of what it was told. Like, what was advised? Like, who told me to do it? It was her lawyers. So,
and honestly, I think somebody instructed her to write the book.
Yes, that's what. When I heard her say that to Manny, I said, "Ooh, I think she was advised."
What she said to Manny about?
She just said she was like advised or something. Like she just went off of what she was told or what she was advised she should do in that situation. So when it came to the book, I think it was the same situation. So I also think she was influenced to put the journals in there too. Granted, she's gonna have to take accountability, because people can, tell you to do stuff all day long, and then you can always say no, right? So if people feel like, oh, you were wrong for that, accountability, whatever it is. But I do think that she was advised to do that, and she went with it, because again, in my head, she wants to step out as Allison Holker beyond the Twitch. And I personally feel like she didn't even need to include Twitch in this moment for it to be hers. She's always going to be connected to him, whether people like it or not.
Yeah, people would have wanted to hear from her anyway. She could have talked about how she felt before, during, and after without
bringing up
the journals. Just really the journals.
I feel you, but and honestly, I feel like she could have made it seem like it was just a conversation that they had, but then that wouldn't be true. You know what I mean? If she honestly, I feel like there is something about, if you're just looking at it like a movie or a story, it's something about not knowing that shit until after somebody died that I think adds more to the story.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? To be completely caught off guard. Because I'm thinking about it in the Lifetime movie aspect, right? Lifetime movie aspect of this story is, you know, oh, you know, we had our issues. I thought everything was fine, and you know, this happens, and then I have to, you know, put everything together. And one woman goes on a, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, she's looking through, she's pulling back the floorboard and finding the box, and oh, you know, it's a whole thing. And I think they're trying to
True.
create a story with it, you know, a narrative with it. And I think people find that problematic because it kind of puts him in a dim light, and then it kind of puts a spotlight on her, you know. But I also feel like that is low-key the situation that we're in. He's passed, so his light has dimmed, and now you've kind of put her in a situation where she can become famous even more so off of your death because of how it happened and who you were. Like that's just sometimes how these things happen. So I can imagine the people around her that's trying to make money off of whatever she's doing, telling her, oh, you found some, girl, you know, you need to go ahead and write a book. Everybody want to know what happened to that. You know, they want to know. So you might as well go ahead and put it in your book, because that's how you going to sell it. Ain't nobody really going to want to buy no book about you if you're not talking about him. Like, I imagine that that's what somebody told her. So we could say it's not right. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with y'all if that's how y'all feel, because I wouldn't do that shit to my husband. Like, I'm being real. But I also kind of feel like, you know, you never know how you feel until you're in that situation. That's all.
Yeah. I've been seeing some people say, you know, they're more upset with the person that SA twitching. They feel like the family's upset that that person's going to be revealed. And I'm like, who's to say he even put that in the journal, though? We do know the she alluded to that possibly happened, but we don't know if he named a person. But if you're going to tell it, then sell it out then, I guess. I mean, we here now.
Girl, we might have to go ahead and check that book out when it come out. Girl, I'm going to have to look at Audible and see when it's coming out.
Okay.
So I can find out. But I'm going to tell you this, though.
Very well.
You know, it did what it was supposed to do, because I feel like it definitely put it on my radar. I wasn't paying attention to that white lady talking about that man. Like, I really wasn't paying no mind to it.
That is so true.
Until
a lot of people weren't.
No,
a lot of people weren't paying attention. I did a story on her last summer, I think, when she first soft launched her new man that she with.
Oh,
I mean, it got views, but people wasn't really talking about it until now. Now they talking about it, because now, of course, she's dating a married man. But
oh, wait a minute, what? Girl, stop. Pause.
She's dating a married man. And she soft launched him, I think, in August of last year, I think it was. And the wife didn't know, huh?
He's not separated. The wife didn't know.
No, so I believe it was in August when he first she first did the soft launch or whatever. Manny got in her ass about that. And I posted that a long time ago. Then I think it was in September, which was interesting. I think a few days, I can't remember the timeline, but at some point, one of his employees, no, he's white. One of the employees, so he's a tech CEO. One of the employees came out and said something about, oh, hey, he sent the email out telling everybody like, yo, just want to let you guys know that I'm separated, whatever the case. I'm dating a high profile person, whatever, but not separated because the wife didn't know that, right? So the wife didn't file for a divorce until September. I think it could have been like around the 24th or something, which was interesting because 3 days later, I think it was US Weekly or People Magazine published an article about Allison and her new boo, like just a few days after the divorce that ended up being filed. But shout out to I think it's Without a Crystal Ball on YouTube, this white chick who's been on Allison's ass for a minute. Like, she really be like digging into stuff. But anywho, she learned that in December the divorce that they had has been put on hold. So the divorce between him and her wife, he got like 3 kids, I believe. He's been with that lady for, I think, maybe 20 years or so. She didn't know anything about this. Wow. Allison mentioned in a article that her kids first met him at like Universal Studios. So I was like going through her profile, like, yo, when you went to Universal Studios, you post everything about your life. I know you'll post that. Last time I saw her go to Universal Studios was in 2023. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So was you dating that lady man at that time? Because you also got up there and said that you were just so like in love. This is the, you know, the man of your life, whatever, love of your life or whatever. Similar to Twitch. Twitch is now passed. So then now she got a new one. And I'm just like, yo, I know you weren't messing with this
listen.
lady husband
No,
like
he
that.
said they
Like,
separated summer 2020. That's what you just said.
mm-hmm.
He said they
I
separated.
mean,
But
I don't
it
see that.
wasn't given that. It
I don't
wasn't
put
given
that.
that.
Listen, I don't put that. Listen, the way they move on, like Maya, girl.
And they done locked up all their profiles now. I do believe
Somebody-
the wife posted something. The wife posted something, I think, with him and the kids, like over the summer. And then I did read something where they said he was just talking highly about his wife on a podcast, and I haven't listened to the podcast
May
yet. That was like
2024.
in April. Was it? Well, I mean,
Yeah, it said
was in
April, May
April, May
2024. He
Yes,
was.
yes.
I'm looking at it right now.
So I'm like, okay, like something ain't right. Something ain't right, girl. You about been messing with that lady man for a minute, but it ain't none of my business, girl. Go ahead and.
I mean, she probably gonna talk about that in her book too. Please don't miss it.
You know,
She gonna talk about that too. She
Probably
gonna
not.
She
I
gonna talk
could
about
not.
that. If
Now
it's
when I'm
already
trying to
out
step
there,
through with a new identity,
if it's already out there and she already put that man out there, she absolutely is gonna have to talk about being with him and whatever his situation is.
She
She
should
gonna
have
put
just did a
it on.
reality show. They gonna fuck around and air her
She
ass to
probably
Salt Lake
is.
City. She's
She
in
probably
Utah.
is.
Now I
Oh,
think she's
yeah.
from Utah. I think she's
Yeah.
from Utah. They got a house in LA. I've heard that she listed that house for sale, but I don't know if it ever sold. And now I think that she's back in Utah because they were saying something about Twitch. I gotta look that up to see if her and Twitch
The
did buy a house
thread
out in
that I'm
Utah.
looking at is called
But-
Utah Influencer Drama.
Child, and
And
that's
where they're talking about them.
the tea.
Girl, I didn't know.
Yep.
Y'all know. I didn't know. I didn't know this Caucasian lady, baby.
Right? Isn't she Mormon? That's interesting because with Salt Lake City, then they kicked Miss Whitney them out the church, or Whitney them had to leave because Whitney was messing with that lady husband.
Yep, sure was. But they all do that. That's the funny part.
It's crazy.
They all be sharing spouses. As long as the men are sharing, it's fine. As soon as the women start sharing, then all of a sudden you got to get out of this church.
Not you to call this lady a hussy whore and a harlot.
Yes, whore.
No.
Whore.
Now y'all know they said she dated Emmanuel Acho, who was good friends with Twitch shortly after Twitch passed away.
No,
you was
no,
a
no,
whore.
no.
You was
Yeah,
a
they was
whore.
holding hands coming out of a restaurant.
Oh,
Mr. Emmanuel Acho has been very busy out here in these streets. Did y'all get into the Fox Sports lawsuit?
when he
Yes.
dating whatchamacallit for
He
a
was
minute
dating
too.
old girl,
Just been out here sticking and
From
sticking.
Insecure.
He's getting sticky.
Joy
Mhm.
Taylor, huh?
Yeah, Joy Taylor.
He was
It's
with
some ass.
whatchamacallit too.
Who that? Oh,
Yvonne, Orgy.
Orgy. Is that how you say her
Yeah,
last name?
I feel like they was
From
engaged.
Insecure.
Ain't she still a virgin?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what she
I don't
said.
know.
I think she said it last
I
year.
don't know. For her, I want her to be, but then I also don't. I hope she's not.
Listen, I feel like how long you gonna wait? Like I'm just cause ain't she about 40? Like
41.
she the 40-year-old version. Oh my god. Well, as long as it's giving a
Might
life.
be lying to us like SZA.
I hope she's lying. Because to me, honestly, like if you're not doing it just so you can wait to find a man to be with forever to do it, girl, you didn't give up all your wet years. You didn't gave up all of the juicy years. Bitch, we about to go through menopause. And now girl, that's her life. I want her to be happy, but I don't understand. Maybe she asexual. That's probably what it really is. You just don't want to tell us you don't want to fuck nobody. That's what it is. You asexual. That's all right, girl. Everybody different. Anyway, Wendy Williams will be on the Breakfast Club tomorrow, so we'll all be checking into that, and I'm sure Jamie and I will give commentary.
Yes.
But that's all. That's all I got for y'all. It's late. We've been up here way longer than I wanted us to be up here. I hate that for us. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we just gonna have to talk to y'all at a different time because I gotta go to the bathroom, and
I got a headache, so
listen. So that means we're gonna get off as soon as this is over. All right, y'all. Good night.